Team Solo mid this week. Team Solo mid this week were great, like really, really strong. Like they showed that okay, i5 gave us a run for their money last week, but this week we're going to come out and show how strong we really are, and did a great job of doing that. Like Game Hunter performed fantastically in the solo lane. Smek had a great game for me, and there's a lot of unsung heroes that maybe don't get spoke about, but like Kiva Fred had a big influence in that game. That Lawbringer at the end did a lot of work.
It really, really did. So looking at last week, we saw Cloud9 HyperX versus TSM in the grand finals. TSM ended up beating i5 as last week. So like, I mean, same week in a row, TSM and i5 go together in semifinals. So a bit of a repeat there. On top, it was Cloud9 versus Bloody Tech last week. This time around, it was Cloud9 versus Worth. Bloody Tech is actually seeded 13th last week. Going into this week, Bloody Tech was actually 4th. So 4th seed Bloody Tech ended up losing to Worth, and then 5th seed Worth beat 1st seed Cloud9. Going into the grand finals, it's going to be Worth versus TSM in a best of 3. Huge.
That's upset.
Huge.
That is the biggest upset we've had so far, I feel, in these tournaments, is that Worth Gaming beating Cloud9. I'm really shocked by that. Worth Gaming coming out on fire today. Shaggy Shank must be doing great work through all these rounds because we saw how well he performed against Bloody Tech. I guess he was doing the same thing against Cloud9. Young Bay having a bit of an issue against that team this week.
That's right. Now looking at, I mean, Shaggy Shank was kind of a driving force for them. 12, 0, and 11 the first time we saw him in the round of 8. It was a big showing, and he didn't even die with Ur. So, you know, expect to see Ur banned out in this first round here. TSM has to give up respect for Worth and how they've been playing. And honestly, even making it to the grand finals for Worth is definitely worth it. I mean, they get guaranteed at least 60-point seeding. It's going to skyrocket them up the seeding charts. TSM's going to go down, and they won't be able to catch up, but that means that they will be guaranteeing themselves a 3rd place slot over i5 or Bloody Tech, and that's a really big thing for Worth as they were 5th seed coming into this week. I mean, we show how separate EU is. I mean, it's anyone's game. And exactly. Around the qualifiers. We have 12 weeks total to go through before the regionals. Worth is coming out today and putting the effort, and they definitely deserve to be here.
Now, I made a shout out at the start of this one. I said, whoever wins this week is going to make it to LAN. That's what I said. I stated that I think whoever wins this week. If Worth Gaming win this week, I'm like, okay, that was not what I had intended when I made that statement. However, go on, Worth Gaming.
You take it back?
No. I'm going to
stand. Are you taking it back?
No. And I'm going to root for Worth Gaming as well. I'm going to root for Worth Gaming as well. I'm going to be like, come on, Worth. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. But one thing to note as well, though, Drybet, TSM must be loving this. This final is brilliant for them. That means whatever happens this week, TSM are going to be top. They're going to be top because of this. They're going to get more points than Cloud9 in the scheme of things. So it's going to be fantastic for them moving on. So TSM are like, thanks a lot, Worth. Do you know what? We don't even. Well, I was going to say, do you know what? We don't even care if we lose, but they will. You know, they're going to play competitively. But yeah, I mean, TSM are going to be very, very happy with this result. As are some of the other teams who didn't do so well this week. You know, it's open.
Yeah, so 40 points for C9 if they win 3rd place. They'll be moving up to 200 points total. Right now, 160 for TSM. So even if they get 2nd place or if Worth wins, they'll be 20 points ahead of C9 taking 2nd place. And so, taking 1st place still over C9. So a big, big victory for TSM, the fact that they made it to the grand finals and C9 didn't. So definitely a really big separation there. So going to the picking stage, you want to look at characters like Ur. There goes banned out immediately. You don't want to give it a Shaggy Shank. He played so well last time. You don't want to give it up. Will we see a Sobek again?
I don't think so. If we do, then the Sobek hype is real. Like the Sobek hype train of coming back is real because, you know, they played him in the early round. I don't know what they played against Cloud9. I can't see the match details on that just yet. So I'm interested to see how that game actually went down. But Worth Gaming are coming out on fire. They've banned out Bastet. Nice standard ban from them. I hope Worth Gaming just go with the standard meta bans out. But at the same time, I hope they notice Sun Wukong and make sure they take it away from Tricks because that caused i5 a few issues. No, it caused a lot of issues for i5 last game. So I expect Worth Gaming to possibly ban out Sun Wukong and probably leave Odin open.
Well, Aphrodite's going to be banned out here, and not really all that surprising. Very powerful. And honestly, Aphrodite fits well into a lot of teams. Even if you're behind, having Aphrodite on your team when you're behind is huge because it means you're going to be able to fight back in a lot of ways. And so Aphrodite and Ullr being banned out together means that Bastet isn't being banned out on top. Now, honestly, it's got to be Sun Wukong. Just take him out. Let him have Odin.
Yeah, I agree.
Odin isn't as strong across the board, so just take out Sun Wukong here is what I would expect to see. Now, there still is a lot of considerations. Tyr, Odin, all these across the board. But if you let Sun Wukong go through, and honestly, that may be their strategy is let Odin and Sun Wukong go so that one gets picked and they get the other. Tyr's going to get banned out. Odin gets first picked here by TSM, preferred over Sun Wukong, but Worth now has to get Sun Wukong.
Wait for it. Yeah, they have to take Sun Wukong here. Otherwise, they're going to let Cuvo Fred take Odin into the jungle. Now, I hope Worth realise this during the picks and bans, that that's a possibility, because if they just go for the mid lane picks that are strong right now, or take someone like Hun Batz and don't think about it, it's going to be a big issue, because Sun Wukong and Odin on the same team. Are you serious? That's disgusting. I don't want to see that. Oh my god, I'm calling it. I don't want to call it. Worth, please. No. No. They locked it in. They've left Sun Wukong open still dry.
So they have Hun Batz and Scylla, and these are actually really strong picks for them. We've seen Hun Batz be played very effectively today. Scylla has kind of been a driving point for them. So, we know Ninja Bobat loves Hun Batz. In fact, he's played Boobats. We've seen Hun Batz played by Ninja Bobat very exclusively the last few weeks, and he's been performing excellently with it. So not really all that surprising. Tier being taken off the board, surprisingly enough, his variety does like his tier. So across the way, TSM selections make Poseidon's available. We know Apollo's available. Yeah. Honestly, Apollo Poseidon would be the biggest thing for them. It looks like they're going to be hovering on Poseidon here coming up next. I mean, those are the next two picks. That has to be. I'm surprised Sun Wukong is still not selected, and there it is, Apollo Poseidon.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be surprised by that. This is what, with TSM, with Smek now coming onto TSM, this seems to be TSM's game strategy, is allow Smek the free farm in lane and allow him to rotate late to the team fights and pick up the triple kill, which we saw in the last game. Look for the split push opportunities, and that's what they're going to go for here. Sure. Sun Wukong does get locked in, though, from Worth Gaming. I guess, Odin in the jungle isn't the strongest of junglers. He is good in the jungle, but there's other options available. So I can understand why, Team Solo Mid didn't pick up Sun Wukong as well, which was a possibility. But Apollo, Poseidon, definitely more important picks for them.
Got to be a Kronos or Zeus ban here. You don't want to let them through. This is going to be Zeus, actually, surprisingly enough. I kind of expected more of a Kronos along the way. Back over to TSM, see what the ban. Hunter would be a great ban for them if you want to go for that. They're going to go for Artemis, actually. A bit of a shot out to Shaggy Shank, taking his Udyr away and taking his Artemis away. Yeah, now he's going to have to go for Neith on her, Xbalanque, Cupid. Cupid
Neith's
probably, yeah, definitely. Neith is an easy option. Apollo actually on her is as well, depending on what Shaggy Shank wants to play here. So now two picks available for TSM. Worth is going to go for Ra. Seems to be working very well for them. Now back over to TSM. They're going to be rounding out their jungle. Tier's gone here, but they have a lot of options available.
There is still a lot on the table at the moment as well. So, I mean, Thor's still around as well. You've got Hubwa could be possibly picked up. There's loads of possibilities for where they could go with this. Thor being hovered over and Hubwa now. I'm like some sort of mind reader right now. Yeah.
Game Hunter.
Game Hunter's Thor. Game Hunter's Thor's coming out again this week.
Stop it. Hopefully this is a Cubo Thor in the jungle and then an Odin solo or something. Actually, no, it's going to be that. Looks like it's going to be Odin support with Hubwa and Poseidon picked together. It looks like it's going to be Hubwa in the solo lane with Game Hunter. It's going to be Cubo in the jungle with Thor, and of course Odin played by Tricksting in the support, and then Smek on Apollo. So actually a really great lineup here. Actually a fantastic lineup with TSM. Hubwa is a good lineup here, especially up against characters like Scylla or Neith. If Scylla doesn't have Sentinel available or Neith doesn't have the backflip available, Hubwa is just going to shred very hard. Now, one of the things that's very difficult is Hubwa can be abused in the lane, especially if you have a good gank. Something like Hun Batz coming out every now and then, kind of get a good gank up, especially the damage follow-up from Scylla or Ra, depending on who goes there. But at the same time, Game Hunter plays bad characters in the solo lane very well. He played Thor without losing the lane. He plays Kronos without losing the lane. These are characters that don't push very well, and they have to be pushed back to the tower, and he just plays it comfortably.
Yeah, he sustains his lane for the most part and allows the rest of his team to carry him through his weak early stages. Looking at the Hubwa pick as well, one thing to note is Ra's healing beam that everybody likes to get inside. It does clump up your team. So clump up, and Game Hunter's like, well, thank you very much. I shall use my ultimate here, and you shall all disappear. Jolly good, well played. Let's move on. Plus a Kraken. Well, I've not even considered that. I mean, Kraken and Odin, Ring of Spears, just to make sure you can't run for your life. I mean,
very strong team here for TSM.
Really got composition from Team Solo Mid, and I like the fact they focused on Shaggy Shank here, because I feel that Shaggy Shank is part of the backbone of this team right now.
Yes.
Although shout out to Princess Tomato, because I know his Wukong is very, very good. I don't know if he's on the level of Trix Tank, but we'll find out.
Honestly, Worth was able to win Sobek, and now you replace Sobek with Sun Wukong for Princess Tomato. I think that's going to make a huge difference for Worth. Certainly something I'm looking forward to seeing. Not only that, but I mean, Odin's ultimate allows Thor's ultimate to land a little bit more reliably, trapping them in a certain area where they can run around. And I think there's a lot of combo potential for TSM. Worth really has to be kind of careful to go about this game because there's a lot of carry potential on TSM. There's a lot of carry potential on Worth. They're very even in that aspect in the way that they both have very strong late game damage. Scylla, Neith, Hoombot, Sudokong, Ra, all very strong damaging characters for Worth. TSM has Habwa, Poseidon, Apollo, all very strong late game characters. Odin's going to be doing a lot, and Thor's going to be doing a lot as well. All depends on how Cubo Fred wants to itemize that one. So definitely, I'm not really too upset with this picking stage. In the last game, you see it and you're thinking, okay, why give up Sudokong here in favor of this ban or that? Here, it's all pretty stable. I mean, they have a very strong lineup on both teams, and I'm certainly looking forward to this. We're going to cut to a brief break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going right into the round 1 of the grand finals, TSM versus Worth Gaming. That's right. We'll be right back, guys. Make sure you're paying attention. Taking place very, very shortly. And before we go, we'll see you soon. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Game 1 of the Grand Finals Smite World Championship, week number 3, Day 2 European. This is going to be the first of a best of 3 taking place between TSM and Worth. We're already into the action, as you can see on the left side of your map. Here comes TSM. They want it. Are they going to get it here? Princess Tomato is running down, jumping on top of it. Will he have somewhere to go? He is in a
Benny Hill music.
Did he level the cudgel? Oh, no, he's got the animals. Okay, so he's going to be okay. If he had picked up the cudgel, and this is why you don't level your abilities until you find out what you need. Right there.
He's still not escaped for the time being. The Benny Hill chase is still continuing. Where's he going to go to? His Lobster and Kiva Fred actually stopping his rotation off, and Princess Tomato is like, I'm going to try and recall. Game Hunter chose the wrong way around. Kiva Fred, is he going to realize? Oh. Nicely done by Princess Tomato at the start of this game. TSM versus the Underdogs. This week's new team on the block, Worth Gaming, in our final. Hashtag SWC. Let us know what you think. Your messages will appear at the bottom of the screen, guys. We want to know who you think is going to win. Do you reckon Worth Gaming, these Underdogs out of nowhere, pretty much, taking on TSM in this week's final?
Well, week 1, C9 was able to conquer TSM very handily, in fact. TSM was just completely taken out by C9. Last week, TSM was able to take first plus 2-0 against C9, so it's kind of like this blood feud between the two teams. But if Worth is able to defeat C9 early on in the semifinal round and going to the grand finals against TSM, obviously, their rivals being taken out is proof enough that Worth has what it takes to take games off of TSM. So the first game is going to set the pace for the rest of the series, whether or not Worth is going to be able to do anything. I think if Worth takes game 1, they have a good shot at it, but taking game 1, if TSM takes game 1, it's a very different story.
Big ask for them indeed. So let's see how Worth are going to set themselves up at the start of this. Already we can see some aggression from Princess Tomato and Shaggy Shank looking for it, but there's Odin going in, forcing the backflip out of Shaggy Shank there in that duo lane. Taking a bit of damage though, his Tricks in that situation, but he'll be okay for the time being. Generally the trade did go in favour of Worth there, but the push is on for TSM there.
Boom, boss played by Ninja Bobat, gonna go through the jungle here and try and invade on something, maybe even get some harassment here on Poseidon. And it's actually kind of works in your favor and kind of doesn't. It's difficult because the jungle leaves early, does nothing. Here goes like for Lobster, looking for this overhand smash, gonna get it. Besides, movement speed is incredible here, and Korinyo was just not prepared to react to that one. Now, he's leaving Habwa alone, but at the same time, Thor ended up leaving as well, and so Variety is not able to get a huge amount of push out of this one. Look for the damage here. Celestial being doing very minor amounts. Game Hunter scaling up that passive and actually pushing Variety back.
For the time being, what I do like to see is Ninja Boat using that Humbats to his advantage and keep the pressure on Poseidon during Scylla's very weak early game. She's going to get pushed a lot towards her tower, and so Ninja Boat showing the aggression as much as possible means that the Lobster has to play much more defensively than he would probably like to against the easy matchup of Scylla during the early stages.
Left side being pushed back here by Shaggy Shank and Princess Tomato. A lot of eyes on Shaggy Shank right now, especially after coming off the I-5. I mean, realistically, 12-0 and 11 on Uren in that last game that we watched by Worth Gaming, it certainly was a show, and that's what we want to see again here from Shaggy Shank, especially playing Neith this time around. A very different play style than Uren, and really, if he's going to drive it home, it's going to be with those assists on that ultimate in the mid lane, or possibly in the solo lane. Honestly, given the fact that you have Habwa and Poseidon in your mid and solo, that means that World Weaver is going to be that much more effective.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see how that World Weaver is going to play out. For the most part, Shaggy Shank needs to play this lane quite defensively during the early stages until he does have the World Weaver and start developing that lead using the World Weaver to his advantage. And just make sure he doesn't get caught too far out of position by Trix, Tank, and Smek in this lane. Trix doing a good job at the moment of trying to position himself wisely, ready for these mid harpies. But in the right hand side lane drive, we've got an engagement. The Fear No Evil comes out, lots of aggression coming down. The saving Pain does miss. Game Hunter still alive. Great knock. Oh, the turnaround from Game Hunter, securing first blood. Game Hunter is amazing. Oh my god, I love that guy. I love him. He's so good. He's so good.
Respect. Give him respect. Just give Game Hunter respect and your game will go better. He is just so comfortable under pressure that applying pressure does not change his mental state in the slightest. He is just so happy being pressured that he just turns it into his own success here. Left side with initiation here on Shaggy Shank. Backflip is available if he wants to go for it. Knocking away, running through. A few more shots. There's the backflip. Took a lot of damage to wait for that one, actually. Now, here's the hard part about this. As Neath against Odin, there's so much you have to think about. You really have to wonder, is it going to go mid lane? Crack him out, go! Corneo goes down. Lobster's got the lock. Beautiful play there. But again, back to my original point, Neath really has to think about when she backflips away, because the second she backflips, if Odin can catch up to her, he will trap her.
Yep, definitely, and that's what they'll be looking for time and time again. Going back to the play in the original First Blood, what we saw there was Variety actually missed the Searing Pain, which was the big reason that we saw Game Hunter manage to survive that. If the Searing Pain did connect, I'm almost certain Game Hunter would have died, but the turnaround from him, abusing the fact of the missed ultimate, allowed him to pick up that First Blood in a 2v1 situation. 2 ultimates for 1, and Game Hunter comes out on top, and that's why he's considered one of the best solo players in the world right now.
Mid lane, Thor's going to kind of control this and kind of push this up towards the enemy tower. We see the blue buff being taken by Sun Wukong and Neath left side. Shaggy Shank is going to pick that one up on the second pass there. Blue buff still available for Smek here as Odin, played by Trickstank, can run right by over and help him clear that one out. Looking at the graphs right now, we're going to see a 1,100 gold here for TSM and 1,700 experience. So definitely a very strong lead at the beginning. So, you know, but keep in mind, Worth still has Scylla's late game. They still have Neath's late game. They certainly have a lot of control with Sun Wukong. So, you know, we're waiting for them to start to activate.
Yeah, the balance that Worth Gaming have brought into this. I mean, in the very first round, we did see, I believe it was it Giraffe? No, Giraffe was one of the players. Oh, aggression against Smek and Odin combining, taking down Shaggy Shank. He couldn't get out of trouble there, even with the backflip available. TSM developing an early lead, and already looks like we can see TSM rotating round for this Gold Fury. Great call from them to abuse the fact of that really quick pickup there. Already Lobster pushing up mid. Fred rotating round. This is going to be a free Gold Fury. Not a whole lot Worth can do. They're just going to be careful of Scylla, but Scylla's too busy defending that mid lane for the most part.
We're going up, looking for Scylla. Scylla in trouble here, backing away. There's a Sentinel under tower. Will he go for it under tower? Looks like he's just using it as an opportunity to force him out. They're landing right back down to the Gold Fury. Now that's so perfect by TSM. This is what it really takes to be a top tier team. Is that number one, they killed Neath and they forced him to conk home. And then, for those of you who always wondered, you know, why is the long lane the hunter lane, and why is the solo lane the one person lane? I mean, why wouldn't it make sense? And one of the biggest reasons for that, one of the biggest selling points, is that you want to have 2 people on the side of the Gold Fury to defend it. You always want to have personnel there to make sure the Gold Fury doesn't go for free, because it's not that hard to kill the Gold Fury, and it's also a lot of gold that can help you scale it very quickly. So the second they killed Neath and forced Sun Wukong home, all that personnel is gone. They're able to get the Gold Fury for free. No follow-up from Scylla. She's pushed back too much from Poseidon before he left the lane. Big situation there, and they capitalize on it perfectly.
Mentioned the mid Harpies, but Ninja Boat does come out on top, using the hand of the gods there in that situation to secure that one. Right hand side mid Harpies are spawning now, though. Already we can see TSM in position, but Sun Wukong, Princess Tomato rotating on the back. Cuba Fred's got to be careful about his position here. Gets hit by the 72 transformations, followed by the Fear No Evil. Kraken doesn't do anything, but that was great play from Worth and bad map awareness from Cuba Fred there.
Yeah, honestly, this is exactly what Worth needs to be doing, and Humbot's ultimate really secures a lot of follow-ups, and honestly, it's not the easiest ultimate to follow up on, because they will be moving, but they're moving in a predictable pattern. When they're fear, they will go outward from the epicenter and be forced into a wall of some kind. They grouped up really well, and that's why a fraction of a second. Neath ultimate coming out here on the right side, looking for the kill. Raw dropping very low. Neath ultimate going to hit. Each Salmon falls out there, avoids both of them. As didn't expect it to have that long of a duration. And Game Hunter is perfectly fine. Rushing that Greater Aegis was a big pickup for Game Hunter. As see the left side Smek taking a lot of damage here, now popping up into his ultimate. But honestly, that's why you have to check the scoreboard, because early on you expect tier 1 Aegis, you expect tier 2 Aegis, but not tier 3, and so that's why he primed his ultimate, because he thought it would last a lot less time than it did.
He primed it perfectly. It was a nice combination between the two, but Game Hunter with that Aegis max rank caused big issues for them. 2 ultimates wasted, Trickstank rotating over here now just to help defend the small amount of push coming out, but that was really well played by Game Hunter again, realizing his lane opponent and what the team could do against him to cause him issues, and itemizing correctly during these early stages. The fact that he got the bonus gold allows him to buy the Aegis and make good use of it.
Well, honestly, I mean, in Game Hunter's mind, he's weighing the options, right? He sees the Neath ultimate coming. He knows Ra has his ultimate left, and the damage is going to be there. He's right side. A lot of damage. There goes the good wall block up. Odin actually Gunner's Mind from over the wall. One more shot, and there goes the kill. Ninja Bobat. That's just awareness. I mean, there was a ward there on the top side. Didn't see Odin coming, but you got to know that there's going to be pressure coming through. Syrian Pain going to hit Thor. Not anything going to be accomplished with that one. Going to get head on home at level 9, but you know that's just awareness. Bobat kind of zoning in on the kill for Cubo Fred. He was level 9. It was a possibility of a kill, but then didn't expect Odin to show up out of the blue.
No, he did not.
I'm a monster.
Kraken in response, and Odin's there as well. World Weaver's coming in onto Lobster. Lobster's in trouble. Princess Tomato going to secure 1 kill. In the gank attempt from TSM goes in favor of Worth Gaming, and they're showing signs of why they've reached the final this week.
Oh, absolutely. They're playing very well. They're kind of clearing that gap little by little. 2400 gold still in favor. There goes
the down. Shaggy Shank.
Dunk. Shaggy Shank. There goes the kill. He gets it. Dashing forward. Smack getting an assist there. And Cubo Fred getting the kill. Again, just greedy by Worth and not using the awareness to their advantage.
Yeah, so it's 5-2 now for TSM. Gold and experience. A quick look. 2,500 in favor in gold and nearly 3,000 in experience. That's all on the side of TSM. So they're showing what they showed against i5 here, the full control and abuse and slowly take control of this map. Mid left Harpy's being contested. They're both going to go over. I think they both went to Worth Gaming there in that situation, but Conio did take some nice poke from Trixtank in that mid. Right one's due to spawn. Expect TSM to fight, contest those ones. But at the moment, it's got a bit passive for the time being. Most ultimates have been used, so most of them have been waited to be refreshed. And Cubo Fred looking for aggression in mid lane. The poke from the hammer, though. Like, a lot of people have started saying, Drybear, that the maxing the hammer first is now the way to go to get the extra damage out and secure damage very, very quickly.
Oh, there goes Sun Wukong in the Gold Fury area, forcing back. Smack looking at the gold charts is looking still in favor of TSM. Trixtank heading home. Cubo Fred's actually going to steal away some jungle potential here. Looking over on the right side, see if Bobat left side. Smack in trouble. Looking for initiation. There's the Serenade. There's the dash, and that's going to be the end of that. That's why Apollo is just so powerful. He has that AoE CC. He has the protections, has the dash, and he's free to go.
Having 2 different types of CC available to him to get him out of bad situations on just his normal abilities, let alone his ultimate, allows him to just get himself in positions that most hunters would find death for certain. So he's allowed himself to be able to get stuck time and time again in a bad spot, but he'll be okay for the most part.
Initiation coming out in the mid lane possibility here. It's just Sun Wukong kind of hanging out. See if we can't get a good start, but you know, Poseidon's being very careful, and also at the same time, Sun Wukong has high mobility, but so does Poseidon. Poseidon with that extra movement speed from the passive, that's right, really huge for him. Game Hunter looks like he's going to be going for Warlock Sash to start, helping with the squishiness of Hobwa, but also capitalizing on the fact he's going to get a lot of gold this early.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about mobility, the only person that doesn't have a real mobility increase is Trixtank, but the rest of the team have some way of traversing the map very, very quickly. So TSM trying to exploit that wherever they can. Ninja Boat looking for an opportunity on Trixtank here at the moment. He has been spotted by wards, so they know exactly where he's positioned. And already in the mid lane, we can see Cubo Fred going up. The World Weaver did land onto Lobster there in that situation. Where is he going to come down? That's the question. Is he just going to be a full-on disengage? Smek is down as well. There we see Cubo Fred dropping. Smek's just going to rotate back to his lane, or actually to the Gold Fury. I don't know if they're going to do this here in this situation, but for the time being, they can start in and see who responds. The team is starting to respond. Worth are over here. Princess Tomato, Ninja Boat looking for it. Great zone out with the Spirit, so with the ring, but TSM do destroy the Gold Fury, and the engagement comes out. Kraken does no damage whatsoever. Most people get out of the way of it in the most part, and Lobster's going to be a casualty of war. Shaggy Shank picks up 2. The chase is on for Smek. He has to use the Serenade for the most part, but Shaggy Shank's not finished. He's looking for the triple. Trixtank trying to zone out. Game Hunter takes out Carino in the background. Ninja Bow secures Smek, and now Trixtank has to jump away. Meanwhile, Game Hunter chasing onto Ra. Ra Syrian Pain does miss. Game Hunter secures 2. Shaggy Shank secures 2.
Duel the sentry.
And looking for a 3.
Jump. Aegis. Overhand smash a little bit late. They're knocking up there. Shaggy Shank with an unofficial triple kill, conquering that team fight, and that is the secret weapon of Worth, ladies and gentlemen. Shaggy Shank sitting 3-2-2. He is now going to be the 3rd most farmed in the entire game. Even the fact that Worth is 2,400 gold behind, Shaggy Shank is not very far behind himself. That was a beautiful reaction by Worth coming around the Gold Fury. The Gold Fury will actually go in favor of TSM, but Shaggy Shank and Worth with their follow-up is exactly what they needed to do, and now they're still in this game here. TSM would have skyrocketed ahead if they got that Gold Fury for free, but free is not what they had.
No, I mean, Shaggy Shank now 6,900 gold. Smek is only on 6,004, so he's got about around a 500 gold lead right now over Smek. And Smek has the advantage of having 2 gold Furies in favour of his team, Drybear. But Shaggy Shank's doing such a great job of this, and he's keeping his team in it for the most part.
We're going to see a follow-up here towards the Gold Fury area. Mid-camp's going down in favor of Worth this time around. We do see boots completed by Shaggy Shank with that Warrior top E. Presence Tomato has the Sovereignty completed across the way. Sovereignty is a little bit late on Trix Tank. Looks like he ended up going for Hog first and kind of get as much control as he can. The active items really made a big difference. He does have Blink 1 as well, whereas you see Princess Tomato.
Oh, in mid lane, Lobster's going to get caught out of position. Ninja Boat secures that one. Give late to the party now. Coriano's in trouble as well. Smek's going to pick that one up. 1-for-1 trade on mid laners for the time being. But that was a really, really quick pick. I'm surprised he got caught out so quickly.
Hobble on the right side, pushing this tower here. Game Hunter got a rotation coming out from Variety as well as Ninja Bobat. Getting out completely, does have that vision coverage. And good timing as well. I mean, he saw them at mid lane heading that way, waited for a few seconds, got some shots in the tower, and then backed up afterwards. He knew he had the time frame for it. So Game Hunter is so good at knowing when he is able to do what he needs to do and when he needs to get out. And it's just flexing that right now, 3-1 and 0. Let's look at the damage done completely across the board. You see 7,400 done by Game Hunter. Across the way, not as much as you'd expect. Everyone under 5k. Fort Worth, the highest is going to be actually Ninja Bobat on Hoombots. But look at the healing. Raw sitting at 5,200 healing right now, and that may be their way to win the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they need to look for. Keep Shaggy Shank alive and allow Variety to sustain the team for as long as possible during this mid-game transition now. But I don't know if TSM are going to allow that. They're going to look to apply pressure wherever possible. And Trix Tank Smek looking for this tower, getting the attack speed boost from Odin at the moment. Smek tanking up for the most part as those minions try and do some work, mainly to Shaggy Shank. Ninja Boat does rotate it over. Scylla's on the way too at the moment. So the aggression is for Trix Tank. He's already used the leap. He's in trouble. The Ring of Spears goes down. Shaggy Shank secures another kill from a great rotation from Worth.
Oh, beautiful play there. I mean, taking out Trix Tank is huge, and honestly, good play by Smek as well. Just completely beelining back towards the tower, not really wanting to kind of get caught up in that. So you get down mid-tower, taking a lot of damage. The rotation coming out from Sun Wukong Ra as well as Scylla jumping in. There goes the Sikkim, there goes the crushing, minimal damage. Kraken coming out here. Isham gets popped though. Now follow-up here from Thor, looking for the Imo Monster, gonna hit it. Oh, the walking!
Oh, the Aegis in response!
Now looking for the kill on Corneo as Q-Up trying to go for the other. The dunk comes out. Siri!
Oh, the snipe!
Secures it. He would have gone down there, but there goes the hit from Variety, securing that kill. Now Variety in trouble here. Here comes the Crushing Wave available. There's the water. Does for a Crushing Wave. Hits it, but now far forward. Whirlpool on the ground looking for Variety. The Crush is not going to land. Killing spree for Ninja Bobat. He gets a kill on the left side there, taking out Smek. It's trading blows for blows. The gold is evening out, ladies and gentlemen. 1,200 gold between the two teams. They're both tied up in towers. What a game we have.
This game is getting insane right now. 10 kills, advantage Worth Gaming in the kill front. Have a quick look at the golden experience, and it's both dropped. TSM were in a commanding lead, but right now it's getting back to even. Drybear, talk us through this replay.
Let's rewatch this play here on screen. The instant replay will respawn. You see Lobster in trouble. Waits for the opportunity. The crack gets avoided here by Chris, but watch the Monster. I'm a monster. He just comes out avoiding the damage now, looking for the follow-up here on Corneo. Now running away, but watch Game Hunter rotate. This is beautiful play. A good ult from Ra. We're behind Hobwa getting the kill there. Now looking for the kill. Wall. There's the slow from Hobwa. Each time he gets popped. Knock him. Wait for him. Watch this. He waits for it. Crushing Wave, still far forward, looking for the kill. Whirlpool Trident, that's all they need. Crush comes out. Unless you see Smek going down, but that is beautiful team play and teamwork from TSM.
Yeah, from both teams coming out here. So Worth have a small lead in terms of kills right now. And they're the ones on the aggression now. They're looking to fight at this Gold Fury. They start to feel they've got some confidence in their gameplay here. They are taking on the big boys, TSM, the launch tournament winners here in this third week. Worth Gaming are putting on a show and showing that they are actually a team to be reckoned with right now.
They absolutely are. Worth is a team to keep your eye on. We've been saying it for weeks, and today they are proving that all the analysts are right to watch them here. There's the hammer from Cubo Fred pushing him out. Now look at the graphs. I mean, 1,800 gold at 17 minutes, it's not really that big of a deal. That's a Gold Fury. That's similarly the separation here. So both teams have an opportunity to pull ahead. TSM has a slight, ever so slight lead, but watching Worth to see what they can do. And honestly, if TSM wants to take this, you got to slow down Shaggy Shank.
Right, what do you think about the rotation of Habwa coming over to the left-hand lane and Apollo being left in the right? They've done a lane switch because they've really Smek's having issues in that lane, so they've rotated him over into the solo lane against Ra. This is a good call from TSM. They're showing experience here.
Well, it's not necessarily to protect Apollo. It's the fact that Hubwall is going to be able to do more than Apollo can, and if they want to rotate, Hebo can't fly.
Mid lane. As the Thor comes down, followed by the Ring of Spears. There's trouble in the air as the Diamond Monster gets popped as well. It does good damage, but Ninja Boat goes down, and soon after goes Koryu. 2 deaths. TSM take a lead again. Double kill for Cuva Fred there, and Game Hunter actually secures a kill solo against Princess Tomato.
Gold Fury, it's a 2-0 exchange in favor of TSM. Gold Fury being started up here. Whirlpool on the ground. Honestly, I have a lot of faith in Worth if they can take this first game off TSM.
Shaggy,
get the
this
momentum
is
set right. Looking for Lobster. Shaggy Shank got the ult. Needs a little bit of damage there. Taking some shots. Might even get a kill. Oh, Gold Fury gets taken by TSM. Big pickup there. Now Shaggy Shank wants one more hit. Needs it. He's just going to buy too much time. He gets the kill. Now still at back.
Backflip was good.
Lobster's looking for it. He gets the kill.
He traded.
Shaggy Shank gets a double kill in front of the Gold Fury. How in the world? I literally just stood up.
Yeah, I saw you.
I literally just stood up. God. This is fantastic. Looking for the Ra. Thor coming over to the Ra here. Variety in trouble. Good wall. Good blink actually over the wall. Thor trying to follow up here. Does he have an ultimate available? Looks like he does not. Oh, Apollo from above coming from the sky. Dunking down. Ra goes down here. Variety taken out. Let's look at this replay. I am livid right now. This is fantastic. Watch the replay coming out on the screen now. He goes in 3 versus 1 against the Gold Fury. There's a crit. There's a crit. Looking for the ult on Lobster. Gonna fight it. Goes, and he's not really committing too hard, but look at the damage he's able to do. This is fantastic. The Aegis Amulet was a bit of a mistake. Buying time, wanted to avoid a little bit of damage here. There goes the base attack on one shot. Backflips away. Lobster wants the kill. Gets it. Hits the broken weave instead of trying to kill Lobster. That is Neath experience, ladies and gentlemen. Hitting the weave instead of Lobster. Guaranteed the kill. He gets a 2-for-1 exchange. Didn't get the Gold Fury, but he owned it.
Shaggy Shank is showing his worth. He is a hunter to be contended with. Young Bay, Smek, watch your backs. Shaggy Shank is on the scene in EU in a big way right now. 3v1 at a Gold Fury. Every single situation. If that happened in a solo queue game, Drybear, you'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Please, retreat, retreat. That would not happen. That would not happen.
If he got one more kill, that would have been like top play
that's it. That's it. I'd flip the table. I'm not even joking. I would just flip my table. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out.
Shaggy Shank is the player to watch, apparently, but we're not giving enough credit to the rest of Worth. I mean, we've seen Princess Tomato play fantastically. 1-1-6. Still getting the damage out necessary. Variety with a wonderful snipe early. The pressure he's feeling from Hubwa is really kind of bringing him down. Level 19. Here's more pressure. Crushing Wave to come out here. It's going to kill off Variety. That is the prediction skills of a god.
On the other side.
Coming through here. That's right. Dashing in. Smack wants it. Thor's up. Tricks tank. Thor gets the dunk, look for the killer. Back coming up from Shaggy Shank. Can he get the kill here now? Trapping inside Ninja Boat. Shaggy Shank from the backside. There goes the hammer. One more shot, I'll do a smack coming in. Shaggy Shank's got nowhere to go. He's got no back.
He's still alive.
He gets the hit. There goes that I'm a monster damage here. Now he's going to buy time, but delaying the inevitable. It's a 3-0 exchange. Double kill for Lobster. And on the right side, God Hunter, Game Hunter, he's not done. Princess Tomato's doing the best that he can from this tower, but that's looking like it's going to go down here. 4 players on the left side. Gold Fury is not available, so they're going to go straight for this tower.
Yeah, keep pushing. There's plenty of time on the clock. Get another tower. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Game Hunter, after taking down Raw, can continue to pressure the right-hand side, take more objectives, get the gold in their favor. 2 towers down. Tomato just delaying Cuva Fred. Cuva Fred's going to be careful here. He's very low, and we know how much damage Sun Wukong can get out. He's zoned himself off in the most part, but uses the axe to get away. Sun Wukong using the cloud to chase him out. Looking for it. The Conjure does land. There's the curse coming out as well.
Spin to win.
Spin to survive, not to win. And then he jukes out again, but the bird is chasing.
Magic
Tomato with the solo kill. And once again, like you said, like we've given a lot of credit to Shaggy Shank, but Tomato's having a great tournament as well, showing he can really play Sun Wukong well as well there. And Fire Giant being started by TSM though here, Driver.
Yeah, they're going over here. The only person in the area is going to be Ra and Hoonbaz. Sun Wukong after the kill on the left side is going to have to wait for that one. And honestly, as far as Cuva Fred is concerned, that's a win in his book. He engaged Sun Wukong across the map during a Fire Giant engagement the entire time. And that, honestly, that is worth throwing his life away to secure the Fire Giant for his team, securing the support, who is the only one on their team who has a Tier 3 Head of the Gods or any Head of the Gods with any execute at all across the map, and they get the Fire Giant for it. And this is kind of the next level tactic you're going to see from these veteran teams, right? For Worth, they're saying, okay, if we kill the jungle, this is great. And then you see Princess Tomatoes thinking, okay, I got this, going to get the jungle kill, this is perfect, I'm getting a win for my team. And then he loses Fire Giant because he's across the map. It's just that more, you have to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, you always have to look at the bigger picture. If I go in for this kill, what does that represent on the rest of the map? In that situation, Kiva Fred turned around and went, guys, I'm going to die to Tomato, but I'm going to delay him as long as possible. Start the Fire Giant. It's going to be a freebie because they have no Hog 3 available to contest it. Really well played by TSM, and the golden experience has just jumped now. 10k XP, 10k gold lead in favor of TSM. They're showing why they won the launch tournament here this week. Worth Gaming putting on a show, but game one is looking like it's TSM's to throw here right now.
You see Neith kind of backpedaling here in the backside, level 20 there. Those initiation trapping inside, backflip still available. There's the hammer. Look for the damage to fall. If they need to get a kill, Worth needs a pick to slow this one down. Look for Trixie. Trixie jumps away. There goes the damage. Game Hunter still alive. Game's on the left side looking for side. And there's the blink. And Needle's going to hit Whirlpool on the ground. He's popped there. Variety needs a single shot to get a crack around the corner. Avoided with the EGM. And now Poseidon goes down to the magic cudgel from Sun Wukong. Game Hunter gets wounded. There goes the kill. Worth has 2 kills. And this initiative of the fight, they don't get a Phoenix. They don't get anything for this. 2 players have lost their Fire Giant buff. And now they're running across the map to get anything. Worth successfully defends.
That was against TSM, who had a Fire Giant buff, had a 10k gold lead, and a 10k experience lead. With a Fire Giant buff, you take down 2 of their members, and you can rotate over and take the Gold Fury. Worth Gaming are defending. They're defending really well, and they're not giving up hope. They are causing issues in a big stir this week as a whole team, let alone as individual players. Worth are the team to watch. I'm so glad I picked them to win this final now. I'm like, yes, yes, come on, boys.
Well, this isn't over yet. I mean, you're looking at 9,300 gold, like you mentioned, in favor of TSM, 8,900 experience. The Gold 3 made a big difference for Worth in a lot of ways. They're showing themselves to be very effective. But I think TSM is just kind of getting lax in the last stage of this game. They feel like they've got it locked in, and you know, they're kind of just like sinking into their chairs, you know, picking up their bag of chips and getting ready to kind of go into game 2 here. But Worth is really on the ball right now. You see them kill him, and the initiation came out from TSM under Phoenix with Fire Giant with the gold lead, and it seemed like it was in the bag, but Worth spread out enough. And the beautiful part about the spread that Worth did is that TSM spread with them, and in single engagements, Worth have an opportunity to take the fight. Ra and Scylla do tons of damage. Shaggy Shank has a lot of damage himself. He actually looks like he's going to be going for a Chin size, which is going to be huge for him because all they need right now is damage. If you're behind as a hunter, a great thing to do is pick up Chin size. Now, Chin size is an item that's a little bit controversial in general, especially when you're even or ahead, but if you're behind, picking up Chin size gives you the extra damage you need to keep up with the enemy team who's just so far ahead. That's exactly what Shaggy Shank is doing right now, and they have the opportunity to take this. The Fire Giant buff is actually still available on the players that ended up surviving last engagement, but it will be falling off shortly.
So we can see the split push strategy coming out from TSM here. You can see them all rotating around, trying to split the composition of Worth Gaming up, realizing that if that happens again, it could go badly once more. So they're trying to split them up in the most part and keep all these lanes pushing it in, keep control of the map, and look for an opportunity as somebody getting themselves too far forward or being caught slightly alone for just half a second too long. TSM just going to look to abuse the map objective situation while they wait for this Fire Giant to respawn.
Following up here, the Fire Giant's going to respawn shortly, just about 40 seconds or so. Actually, just under a minute is when this is going to be coming back, and that's really where both teams really need to activate. You cannot wait on this. You have to be around. And honestly, I think teams that are newer don't have the patience around the Fire Giant Tango that a lot of the more veteran teams do, where you just sit back and you wait for the perfect initiation. You have to wait. You cannot get greedy. Oh, Thor going up in the air. Ra's caught out here. Thor coming down from above. Each team is used. There's the Doug coming up from above. Oh, he blinks away. Can he escape? The root, the single from Scylla. He's still alive. Smack. So beautiful. Needs it. It's going to be a follow-up here. There's the Jiggle Bait. Gets the kill on Variety. Now backing off. The sprint gets activated there. Whirlpool on the ground. It's a 1-for-0 exchange so far. Big ultimate from Neith. Now on cooldown. Spec from the side. Looking for a kill here on Prince Tomato. Goes up in the air. Now Game Hunter looking for Shaggy Shank. Gonna hit the hit. One more shot will do it. Each time it gets used, he's getting out of the dodge, but the Whirlpool is going to go through here. Shaggy Shank taken out by Game Hunter. And now it's a 2-0 exchange. This could be the final leg that Worth was hoping to stand on. Their main driving forces are gone. Ra is dead. Shaggy Shank is in the dirt and buried. He is the vessel for their late game single target damage. They can't get it. Now looking for Korin. Yo, there goes the kill. Lobster taking him out. Hubot's ultimate 3-man ways, but can he do it enough? The dunk, the hammer, the spin to win is not necessary. The Ox comes out, and now he's running the line, jumping up on his own wall. Evo Fred celebration.
though. The Phoenix has gone down in middle lane, though. It's not over yet. They've not got the damage with Princess Tomato there to tank up the Titan. So they'll be looking to rotate over, pick up the Fire Giant, or at least recall before they re-engage on the Fire Giant, because Tomato's still knocking around. That was a big pick for TSM, though. Picking up Variety, who caught himself slightly out of position. And that was down to ward placements as well. We can see the ward still as Cuba Fred walks over it right now. So that's the ward that spotted out Variety and allowed that aggression to come out.
Look at the build here for Game Hunter, a little bit different than what we're used to seeing, especially on Habwa. He's going to go for Ethereal Staff, just get him a little bit boost of HP and a little bit more mana as well, and honestly gets a decent damage. Now, he didn't combo with anything that has HP there. Generally, you see Warlock Sash, Ethereal Staff, going to go all the way into the HP wall, but he needs penetration, he needs damage, and he understands that. He rushed the Obsidian Shard right after Ethereal Staff to get that penetration early. You see Evo Thread simultaneously breaking the Magi's Blessing and blocking Princess Tomato. They go over the Fire Giant. Fire Giant is done. You see Princess Tomato immediately beeline, but they're not done yet.
There we go.
Up.
There we go. Trix engaging as well. The Ring of Space is going to be coming out sooner rather than later. He leaps in, catches Variety on the backside as Shaggy Shank backflips into it. Cuba Fred's going to pick up Shaggy Shank. That's the main damage dealer out. There comes the Fear No Evil from Ninja Boat. Does take out Cuba Fred, but the fight's still continuing. Princess Tomato on his cloud trying to survive. Variety uses the Searing Pain on Game Hunter. Not enough damage. He's going to go down next. Game Hunter with the Kraken. Lobster picks up 2 kills there with that one. And now the whole team of TSM can start pushing on this right-hand Phoenix and look to take out this game 1.
Lobster throwing a Tidal Surge at the Phoenix just to get the Polynomic hit, and that's going to be the Phoenix taken down. The mid Phoenix is still down. Looks like they're going to go straight for the Titan here. Scylla is charged with defending us by herself. The Titan gets a double hit with the maces, taking out Trix, saying, "Oh, I'm a monster coming out." Double kill! Corinyo coming out live! Gets the double hit on Lobster, forcing him out of the fight. Can he defend this by himself? The second, the Crusher! Triple kill for Corinyo! Looking for Game Hunter. There goes the hit. Needs a little bit more damage. Game Hunter looking for going to hit it there. Corinyo with the almost quad. You know, honestly, if you get a triple kill at the end, even if you lose, I feel like Worth is really showing what they're capable of doing. And so that is a way to go out. That's a bang.
The key thing you just said there, Drybear, they're building a fan base right now. Like, they are really showing entertaining play more than anything else. Shaggy Shank and Princess Tomato competing against the likes of Trix, Tank, and Smek in lane and doing so well. That is crazy. Quick report coming in. I5 took 3rd place this week over Cloud9. This has not been a good week for Cloud9 at all, and he's definitely going to bring out the gap. I5 will definitely be saying Worth to that one. At the same time as Worth is still not out of this final just yet, Drybear. That was only game 1.
You know, news of C9 losing in the bronze match, of course, to I5 means that TSM is just that much further ahead in the seeding charts. That adds an additional 15 seeding points to the total of TSM's gap between them and C9, regardless of what happens. Of course, 40 down to 25 for 4th place is a big, big gap there. 15 seeding points isn't a lot. Of course, between 1st and 2nd, it's 40 seeding points differential, but still, that just adds more and more for TSM to get ahead. TSM sitting pretty. You know, obviously, winning the first match against Worth. Worth is showing that they have a lot of talent there, and I think the only reason that TSM is able to just handle Worth so much is because of the experience. I mean, Worth has shown that they are practiced. They've been scrimming. They know their strats. They know their picking stage, and they're playing very well. So let's pull it up on screen and see exactly why we like Worth so much. Up on the screen, you're going to pull it through here. Instant replay coming up. There goes Scylla, as of course we're still floating. There it goes there on Scylla coming out. This is a 4 versus 1. Roots Trix take now going for the Lobster picking left side. I'm a monster. Kills off Smek immediately. Pop sprint. Get another hit here on Lobster. Watch Lobster back off. He looks for the Sikkim. Not going to land the Sikkim, but the Crush is enough. Pops it immediately. Gets the kill. It's a triple looking for Game Hunter, but look how much damage Habwa does.
Oh, yeah. The first shot was like, there goes your health. There goes your health. And the second shot is like, now you're dead. Really well played by TSM.
I just really wanted to be part of that replay, so we were on it already at the beginning there. So, of course, we're getting a lot of reports of people having issues in-game. If you're having issues right now, this information has been spread out. I just want to make sure that those who are watching or coming to the stream for answers, that there was a bit of an issue with Smite. Now, please relog to fix that issue. Has been resolved since. So if you need, if your game isn't working, just go ahead and restart the whole game, close out of it entirely, restart and come back in. Everything should be functioning yet again. So definitely make sure you do that now if you're looking to play some games. But I'm looking to watch some games, honestly. Game 2 coming up here between Worth and TSM. TSM takes the first match, and that puts Worth pretty significantly behind. TSM is more of a momentum-based team, so getting the first match is huge for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely big for TSM, but at the same time, Worth can take a lot out of game one and go, okay, where were the weak points that we had? What were the mistakes we made? And what can we build on going into game two? And even if we don't succeed in game two, we know what we need to work on for next week when we come back again, because I don't see Worth Gaming going anywhere right now. I think they're definitely contenders.
Yeah, they're holding on to this. Honestly, there's a lot of opportunity coming down the road. Obviously, first we're going into regionals. After that, we're going to have wild card. We're going to have playoffs going into the grands. So I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that they certainly have a lot of opportunities to put themselves ahead in the way that they would want to. But first things first, we're in the qualifiers right now, and they have to make sure they land into the qualifiers and go to that land and really prove themselves as one of the top teams to kind of move forward. And that's really what we're waiting for, to see if they can pull it off here. And honestly, they're showing themselves to be very strong. They're looking at a good lead so far. They got some shots in for TSM early. Now, of course, the mid and late really kind of came down together, but at the same time, you can't really take it too far down the road, because, you know, every single time TSM makes a small mistake, Worth is able to capitalize on it. I think it just comes down to those. I mean, it's the small little situations, right? Where, you know, you see Princess Tomato on Sun Wukong trying to kill Thor. Now, you know, 90% of the situations, if you see Thor caught out without an ultimate and you're playing Sun Wukong and you get the kill, take him out. Get the pick. Yeah. But at the same time, Cubo's just saying, hey, come get me. Come get me. And then after a while, Cubo goes down, but they get Fire Giant for it. I mean, it's the big picture that you have to look at. The small little decision-making that comes in the very end of the game really makes a big difference.
Yeah, and it's just that thing that you don't think about until the moment it's already over with. Like Princess Tomato would have gone back to base and gone, what, they're doing Fire Giant? I should have been there, you know? I should have been there to help defend that and make sure they couldn't secure that instead of chasing after the kill. But at the time, the choice that he made in his mind was correct. He just needs to think about the bigger picture a little bit more. And the whole team of Worth will get along great if they continue the way they're playing as a team.
Yeah, they really will. And honestly, they're showing themselves to be very strong. We saw, you know, in the first game, honestly, one of the biggest things about Worth as well is that they've proven that they are good enough to just streamline their way through the preliminaries every single week. I mean, obviously going 12-0 and 11 on Shaggy Shank in the round of 8, going right to the semifinals, beating Cloud9, and then going to the grand finals and contending against TSM in a best of 3. That's exactly what you want to see from a newer team that, you know, really isn't all that well known. I mean, honestly, these players, they've kind of been playing, but they're not players that are like long-standing history in the closed beta, open beta of Smite, and how's the progression of development. Now the game's released, they're coming out, and it's kind of like open forum, coming out of the woodwork, all these very talented players.
These teams are starting to appear, starting to get themselves together and realize that they can compete each week. Guys, this tournament is available for anyone to join in each week as well, so you guys can sign up even now. You've still got chances of making it to the finals, technically. If you can win each week in the next few weeks, get yourself a team together and come and join us. We'll cast your games. We'll give you some love. We'll try and help you improve sometimes too, if we can see where your issues are, and we'll try and cast it for you. Don't be scared to. And hashtag SWC, send in what you're thinking about these games this week and each and every week. Worth clearly should definitely be on that list at the bottom of your screen.
And we talked about it in the first episode of Face Off, myself and Hi-Rez Bart, and you know, it's something that we've been talking about for quite some time. And that their first showing in the week 1 really kind of came out strong. Worth didn't do too well last week, but this week they came out strong, conquered their way all the way through the preliminaries, and then going right into the grand finals. That's a big thing. And you know, going into this, as far as you know, how they can adjust themselves, and you know, the bans for Shaggy Shank were huge. I mean, they got rid of Ur and they got rid of Artemis, and you know, Shaggy Shank really likes those two characters, so getting rid of those was big. Although he still played well on or do they even care going into game 2?
I think they still need to ban out Ul, but at the same time, I don't think they should continue focusing it onto Shaggy Shank, because Shaggy Shank is clearly showing that he can handle being the focus target of bans. And TSM going to be on the blue side this game, and obviously
they gave up first pick though. They wanted second pick. Loss goes to this selection of the loser, and they decided to go for second pick. Maybe they're just okay with losing Odin, Sun Wukong, Tyr, whoever the first pick is, and then trying to get 2 for themselves. They've been banning in a way that means that they don't really care what the first pick is. They just want to get the value out of it. Silly being selected very early on here, and honestly, maybe they shift their focus from Shaggy Shank to Corneo and trying to slow him down. He's been playing very well himself.
He has been playing very well. I want to give a shout out to the jungler, Ninja Bobat. I keep calling him Ninja Boat, and chat has been having a good laugh at me about it. And Bobat, I'm sure, is not happy about that. I apologize for calling you a Ninja Boat, but that sounds so much better in my eyes. But Ninja Bobat has done a great job from the jungle of making sure Lobster was very controlled in the early stages of that game. It wasn't able to abuse the fact that he was against a Scylla in lane while he was playing Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon's such a strong mage right now, and he's easily a top pick for the mid lane. He used to be someone who's just not very good here. So, you know, him getting the small adjustments, and honestly, it didn't really seem like much to some of the players when Poseidon was nerfed, but it meant a lot to a lot of people who enjoy Poseidon in the way that, you know, he loses less from his title meter every time he casts a spell. He can build it faster, and that means that he's not a one-trick pony. He's able to do consistent damage throughout the engagement without worrying too much about his meter stacking up. So Ur going to be banned out here, Bastet banned as well, Sun Wukong and Odin banned together.
See, this is what should be banned. Like, the only other ban I think we're missing on
that means Tyr's available, and there it is.
Yeah, I mean, Tyr's available, and QVFred loves his Tyr TSM, love picking that up for him in the jungle. Can go into the solo lane, but you don't often see too much of Game Hunter on that at the moment. Generally, QVFred's like, no, Game Hunter, no, you go and play something stupid like Chronos. I'm not interested.
So Humbats is going to hover on here. Worth is going to look for Humbats. Aphrodite also available, and Aphrodite is going to be actually selected here for Worth as well. So an interesting lineup there. I mean, they want to go for the early initiation. I mean, obviously Humbats has been working very well for Ninja Bobat. He's been playing very strong in the jungle, kind of controlling things left and right. We know Aphrodite has worked very well in the past, although we haven't seen them play her specifically. I imagine this would go to Variety in the solo lane, but honestly, it's a strong pick either way.
Aphrodite has been banned away a lot by Team Solo Mid. Now that instigates to me that Game Hunter does not like playing Aphrodite, and he also does not like playing against Aphrodite. That's why we're seeing that ban come out. So as we look at it,
just a pain in the butt.
So what I like from Worth Gaming here is they've noticed that they were banning Aphrodite, which says to them, okay, clearly Game Hunter does not know how to play this or doesn't like playing against it, and you're not banning it this time, we'll take it, we'll take it during this round of picks and bans. So they do lock that in with Humbats in the jungle, who I think is like completely ban-worthy right now. People are starting to realize that jungler's potential with the Fear No Evil being available. And finally, Apollo and Guan Yu locked in. So the solo
ban another hunter is the question. Maybe they're focused on Shaggy Shank. Maybe they shift that away. With Urin and Bastet banned away, they haven't picked a hunter yet. Support ban would definitely be a huge one. With them locking in, Guan Yu is big. Scylla gets banned here by Worth, actually, surprisingly enough. And now over to TSM to see what they want to ban. Do they go hunter? Do they go support? The two roles yet to be picked by Worth. Well, we're going to go on top on this one. So let's go and look for that one right now. Right now, waiting for TSM to select that ban. They got 15 seconds to do it. They're definitely talking it over.
They've got choices.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, you have to really make sure that you get the right one for this. Maybe they're discussing this heavily. They're just waiting for the full duration to see what they're going to go with. Will they ban a support or will it be a hunter? Maybe they're just giving respect to Shaggy Shank and saying, hey, he can play a lot of hunters.
Oh, it's going to be Geb. It is going to be Geb picked up. So, yeah, I could see it possibly being the Hunter, but we saw from last game as well, Drybear, that banning out Shaggy Shank didn't really have an issue for him. He just picked up a different Hunter and went, okay, I'll play this. Okay, I'll fight your 3v1 at a Gold Fury. It's no problem. Like a magic trick, that is so good.
And honestly, I mean, so they have some more selections to make. I mean, Geb being removed is a big one. Geb is actually a very strong character that can do a lot. The initiation is very strong. Cataclysm is a very powerful ability. And then we're gonna...
No. No.
Well, Ares got locked in.
No. That's no.
Ares got locked. Now, there's a lot of things they can do here. Let's actually look at this from a empirical standpoint. Ares is a character that can do a lot of damage early. He can do a lot. Ares doesn't really have peel. Ares doesn't really have early engagement. He has his ultimate, but that's kind of like a very strange situation the ultimate's in. I mean, it's strong for initiation. It can force active item usage. It can force ultimate usage. But one thing we're looking at right now, I can kind of see why they did it. Tyr, Apollo, Guan Yu all have ultimates that apply CC immunity. And so maybe they want to blink him, ult those three, force them to ult prematurely. Now, obviously, they can use Purification Beads, they can use Aegis Amulet, they can use everything. Guan Yu's not going to want to buy that. Tyr probably won't want to buy either. He'll most likely go for Hand of the Gods and Blink. And so they won't have those active items there. And so what they're trying to do here is force Apollo, more likely probably Apollo and Guan Yu, to ult prematurely so that they have the opportunity to take them out. Because if Guan Yu can ult, he can get away. If Apollo can ult, he can get away. And honestly, that may be what they're looking for. Just go in the lane, force Apollo to ult, and he can't split push anymore.
I mean, you also look at it from the fact that if now that they've locked in Artemis as well, like you just go through the end packs there, which is really good. But Shaggy Shank on Artemis in that situation, when he uses the boar for if he uses the boar for disengage, so to speak, against Smek and Kiva Fred. Hang on, Kiva Fred's going to be playing Guan Yu jungle. Is that right?
That's right.
No.
That's right. Game Hunter solo.
Wow.
Trixtank Chang'e support.
It's blew my mind now because I was like, oh, Chang'e versus Aphrodite. That's what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see that matchup.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how to commentate anymore. Like I've prepped for all these gods.
Well,
this is why I hate coming in here. I'm just
welcome to you.
I'm just like, okay, so I have books in front of me that says like, okay, so Aphrodite's getting played a lot now, but now Chang'e's here, and okay, and then you throw Ares at me. I'm like,
so there's a lot of things that go into this, right? So let's talk about the benefits here for TSM. Chang'e has healing reduction. That's going to help a lot with Aphrodite. That's going to help a lot. She's going to rely on that heavily. In fact, Aphrodite is going to be a driving force for Worth, especially with characters like Artemis and Ares kind of sitting in the back and really needing a lot of support from Aphrodite to stay alive. Chang'e is going to be able to reduce that in a large amount. Chang'e also has really strong push, and that's one of the biggest reasons why Warriors came into the support scene, replacing support tanks in the first place, because Warriors could push harder than support tanks could, and Chang'e is going to fill that role. She actually has very strong support with her 1 and 3 combination. She also has a lot of stun. Now, you look across the way,
Moon.
Aphrodite, Poseidon, Ares, Artemis. None of these characters have escape mechanisms. Homebot is the only one who has a mobility, has the jump escape. Now, Aphrodite has the immunity with her ultimate, but at the same time, all these characters really rely on the ability to move. And so Chang'e with a long stun would be really, really huge for them. And so that's going to be a great initiation for them. They also have a lot of control with Isis following up and Guan Yu getting in there. So TSM and Worth Gaming both have very different lineups. I like the fact that they're willing to experiment here in Game 2.
Yeah, definitely.
Game 1's completed, ladies and gentlemen. TSM took the victory there. Now going into Game 2. Worth says, hey, we're down 1 game. We're going to pick Ares. TSM says, wait, you know what? We'll match you. We'll get Guan Yu and we'll get Chang'e. It's going to be a fantastic match to watch. Wonderful picks across the board. We're going to cut to a brief break and we'll be right back with Game 2 of the Grand Finals, Worth versus TSM. You don't want to miss this. This is shaping up to be one of the best games we've seen this year. Stick around. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to Game 2 of the Grand Finals. Game 1 was a game to remember in the history of Smite. TSM took it, but they didn't take it without losing pieces of their soul. The 3-for-1 at the end with by Scylla, and of course Shaggy Shank getting a 2-for-1 in front of the Gold Fury. They've shown that they are certainly a team to contend with TSM, and they are capable of taking games off this top-tier team right here, right now. TSM, the bottom side of the map, the green grass. Smek is playing Apollo. Lobster on Isis in the mid lane. We've got Kiva Fred in the jungle with Tyr. Game Hunter is playing Chang'e. There was a bit of a mix-up last time. And then Trixtank is playing Guan Yu.
And on the other side of the map, Worth Gaming, the underdogs, coming out of nowhere, so to speak, taking out Cloud9 already in the semi-final. Facing them off in the final this week, we're going to see Shaggy Shank on Artemis. Princess Tomato playing Ares. Corneo playing in the mid lane as Poseidon. Ninja Bobat, not Ninja Boat, playing once again Hunbats in the jungle, and Variety on the Aphrodite in the solo lane. Now, the one thing that I wanted to mention was, like, I was going to talk a lot about the Aphrodite Chang'e matchup, but I'm more interested about the Ares Guan Yu matchup. I don't know much about that, in all honesty. I'm pretty sure it goes in favor of Trix.
Ares has no real push. He has no real peel. He has no real involvement. What Ares does, and what he does best, and what he does very well, is hurt people a lot. And so what he's going to look to do here is lock down either Trixtank or either Smek. Smek almost taking those away at the last second. They're very close to move away. And of course, the blue buff will be started out by Trixtank, almost taken out there. So keep in mind that Guan Yu is a very strong character that can be very aggressive, but Ares is also hyper aggressive. With Artemis, you know, with a slow trap, I mean, chains in a trap or anything like that, Apollo is going to be leaning on his dash normally, but there goes the clear, stacking him up with the Searing Flesh, make sure that goes taken out. All blue buff right side, looking for a kill. Red dropping very low here. Tyr dropping out outright. There goes a kill. First blood Worth.
Worth have come out to fight in Game 2. Straight aggression, using Aphrodite to their advantage with the heals, and also Ninja Bobat going in there, doing a fantastic job securing first blood. Kiva Freddy's not going to be happy about that. He lost his red buff already.
Yeah, he lost that red pod. He still has the red. Looks like, I don't know if he purchased another one or he lost the one originally. As you can see, that one left side initiation come out here. The trap on Trixtank. There goes initiation. Ares wants the damage, forcing him back, but the minions are doing so very much healthy in the amount of HP that he has. Shaggy Shank backpedaling away. Mid lane, Isis in trouble. Lobster surrounded. Again, the Ninja Bobat into Variety. Combination gets second blood on TSM. There goes Lobster.
Worth Gaming are bringing it to TSM right now, and it's TSM that need to respond. The only lane that seems to be okay for the most part is this duo, as Princess Tomato goes aggressive, lands all 3 chains of
Hunter.
The damage
another kill!
Game Hunter as well. Back to the duo lane, Princess Tomato running for his life from Trix Tank as Shaggy Shank continues to zone, but already Worth Gaming getting a huge lead.
Shaggy Shank left side, one more shot will do it. Smack trying to get it. Oh, there's the slice from Trix Tank. Oh, that's so beautiful. Almost finishing out Princess Tomato on the left side there. Big pings coming out from TSM. You can tell that they're very frustrated. Massive amount of pings coming out from Poseidon on that rotation. They do not want to lose any more kills here. It seems like TSM is getting their heads in the game here and feeling the emotions. First, second, and third blood going to Worth with the Ninja Bobat variety combination. Aphrodite and Humbot seem to be working very well together here, and they got a lot of experience early on. They cleared out the buff camps, cleared the first wave, and then went over to invade on the blue. The blue was late by TSM, and they went over, and it seems like they're just using the fact that TSM is just used to the current meta.
Bobat's not finished. Bobat's not finished. He's got the Fear No Evil. Smek's in trouble.
The cripple.
It's so beautiful. But the cripple was really important there from Princess Tomato. That's the combination that they're looking for. And Bobat is on a rampage this game so far. He's working hard for his team everywhere on the map right now.
Bobat is on fire. He's on a killing spree, 3-0-1 left side. Honestly, the Ares cripple from the chain is going to be a big, big thing for Apollon.
He's looking mid now. He's looking mid.
He has no ultimate. Lobster knows it's there, so I doubt he's going to fall for this one. But level 6 on Ninja Bobat already means he's got a very significant lead here. There goes initiation. Now, look at the follow-up here. Looks like the movement speed buff is going to be taken by Kiva Fred. Princess Tomato on his way over to the mid camps. Looks like the left one is going to be secured by Worth. There's not a whole lot that TSM can do with the position they have now. Right camp is going to be contested. Looks like Game Hunter is on his way over, but the experience early on is in favor of Worth.
Yep, it isn't worth it. So is the gold. The mid camps are going to be split though, so TSM will take the right-hand side. Chunga does have relatively struggles early on, and that's what they seem to abuse the fact that Kiva Fred wasn't, had only just hit level 2 as well. So the combinations were not there from the jungler and the solo laner, whereas Aphrodite and Humbot's putting out a lot of pressure and damage early on in the combination they have. 4-1 in favor of Worth though, but we've seen TSM do this before in games, They've struggled during the early stages, made a few small mistakes that have cost them lives, but then fight back and take the lead and take the win. So it's definitely not over as we see Kiva Fred looking for the hunt onto Shaggy Shank on the Artemis, but immediately sensed it out with that ward, pops a trap down, make sure he's got the angle covered.
So early start for Humbot is a big thing for them, depending on what he decides to buy. I imagine he want to go just straight into Jotun's Wrath or something along those lines, as he did games prior, just getting extra penetration and CDR together, just use more and more ultimates to get some good secured initiations for his team. Worth is on top right now. They've got 1,400 gold and 2,400 experience on the very back end here, and TSM is feeling the heat. Now keep in mind, this is a best of 3, so if TSM loses this, they can still go to Game 3 and win out the series, but Worth is really setting the pace, but they don't want to fall behind early. Guan Yu rotating over here for Corrinho. Whirlpool on the ground. There goes the slow damage on top. Prince is on his way. Does he have a blink yet? He does not. So no blink available for Tier or for Ares just yet, so waiting on that.
Yeah, Bobat was looking with variety on that right-hand side for a possible pick on Kiva Fred doing his red, but he wasn't there at the time, so have to retreat to their own jungle. Going to take away his speed buff in the blue at the same time from the variety quite safely. So they've got the aggression, they've got the advantage at the moment. They just need to hold it. I know Ninja Bobat wants to continue the pressure that he's putting on the map now that he has this advantage. But he just has to choose his fights carefully as we see him looking for Chunga.
Looking for the Chung on the right side. You're going to force off your left side. Talon Assault going to take down Artemis. Down about 300 HP overall. Of course, reducing the protections makes a big difference for him. Aphrodite going deep here, but here's rotation coming out. Game Hunter's he's got the avoidance. He needs to use it very soon here. There goes a knockback. Huge damage! Didn't even bother using it if it was already on cooldown or not. Oh, Humbot's ultimate forcing him into the tower. The crit's coming through here looking for the kill on Kiva Fred. The Fearless. The ultimate from Aphrodite keeps him safe. Poseidon comes over, but Lobster was in the area. But what can he do? He can't engage on that. With those 3 together, they're so contained and safe. And I love how well they're using Aphrodite. Link up with someone strong, mobile, and aggressive, and use the heals, use the stun, use the slow, use the knockaway, and use the ultimate to just zone them completely, and they're doing it perfectly.
Biggest thing that happened to Game Hunter there in that situation was he was not expecting Poseidon on the backside, and that caused issues. Lobster in mid, though, gets a nice Spirit Ball onto Corrinho there, who's farming his way under tower. Low on mana, so got to be careful. But look at this right-hand lane. They're looking to take out the tower. They're actually ignoring Cubefred, who gets the Fearless Chain. Variety's in trouble. I don't think he's got the ultimate available. Or does he? No, he doesn't. There we go, first kill, but Ninja Bobat trades that back. And Game Hunter can't really chase, he's too far behind in levels. Isis cannot do it either. Poseidon is also rotating over if required. Bit low on mana. Meanwhile, left-hand mid-camps going over to Wirth once again. Right one's being contested over. Quickly reset there by Poseidon.
Ooh, we actually canceled the Wing Gust there. Back it off just a bit. They're going to let that leash over and reset. Looks like it's Ares versus Guan Yu on the left side. Talosol coming out here. Isis in the area, but I don't think she'll be able to rotate through the Poseidon to do anything with this. Artemis on the way over from the left side lane. Shaggy Shank actually pushing Smek back into the tower. If you've ever heard that happening. Definitely a very strong performance. And honestly, not all surprising at all with how well Wirth has been playing. They're 6-2 right now. And on the right side, they lost Aphrodite, but they got a tower and a kill for Ninja Bobat. Absolutely worth it through and through. 4-0-2 on Ninja Bobat. He's got so much damage. Starting up Mace here, so he's looking like he's able to kind of control that going forward. Warrior Tabi with penetration. Honestly, he's going to probably either... I'd imagine he turn this into Jotun's Wrath over Titan's Bane.
Yeah, more than
start here, yeah, more than likely he'll get that CDR and penetration, which would be a big benefit for him.
So that mid-camp did get split, I believe, in favour of Wirth because they didn't take the left one earlier. So, once again, Wirth Gaming putting the pressure on. And all we see at the moment is Princess Tomato and Trixtank just fighting constantly. There's the ultimate coming out, as well as the cavalry charge in response from Trixtank to get him out of the bad situation. Lands onto Ninja Bobat, but backs away immediately. Ult for ult traded on supports there, so neither of them going to be available as we see a team fight here.
I like Tomato's positioning there and why he decided to stick around. And obviously, he knew that he had the opportunity to die. Honestly, he was in compromise there with Guan Yu coming through. But at the same time, it would take so much effort from Guan Yu that he had to use cooldowns. And so he's basically saying, hey, Trixtank, you're welcome to engage on me. You might get the kill here, but I want you to stick around and I want you to spend the effort and the endurance to try and take me out. And he gets the kill. Left side, Tyr blinking in, look for the kill. Gonna find it on Chris Tomato. Now Arms by herself, pops the ultimate. The Dunk is coming from, avoiding the stun from the boar, looking for it. Here comes a Whirlpool available. Trap on the ground, steps off in time. Oh, Whirlpool does not get picked off here. Trixtank's in the area. What can they really do? No Guan Yu ultimate available, no Tyr ultimate available. Apollo not willing to ultimate into the engagement there. A great backup though.
Good decisions from TSM, good decisions from Wirth at the end of that. TSM picked up the kill and backed off. They decided not to continue the chase and put themselves in a bad position and just took the one kill and keep trying to grow and get this lead back. We can see Ninja Bobat looking to rotate over, but the ward will spot him out, so immediately TSM retreat back to the safety of that tower as Isis Lobster looking to push round as well, but the aggression from Ninja Bobat comes out. The level advantage showing there is he only hit once and did so much damage to Lobster already.
Right, infused strikes. The crit is just insane there after an ability. He's able to get close with the Sacred Monkey, jump on top, get the huge hit with the crit, and kind of just let's see if he's able to commit on it or not. Now the gold 3 being started up here. Tomato getting very low. If they initiate on this, they could definitely get a kill. Hand of the Gods coming out there. Wirth. No engagement, and that's exactly what you expect from a team that's looking to be, at the top tier. Is that when you see an opportunity, you take it. There's another one looking for Cubefred, cracking it. There goes a pick. Gold for your Smek is up in there, looking at the dunk here on Princess Tomato. Ares ultimate coming out here, double kill for Poseidon, taking him out here. Now it's worth 2-0 on top, or 2-1. I'm sorry, trading for the Ares. That was absolutely worth. They got Gold Fury and 2 kills on well-known damage dealers in the mid game, and traded it for Ares.
Yep, 3k gold lead in favour of Wirth, nearly 5,000 experience lead right now. The only thing is that they're allowing Game Hunter to continue farming. I know Variety's doing a great job of rotating over to secure these buffs, but allowing Game Hunter to catch back up a little bit may cause issues for them. If he can get off a great waxing moon with the rest of the likes of the Lawbringer, it could spell trouble for Wirth, so they need to just keep an eye on that one for the time being. But I think Ninja Bobat, the lead they've developed, it's all down to Ninja Bobat and Variety putting the pressure on Chonga early when we know Afro has a tough lane matchup against Game Hunter right now. They're even denying him as much as possible. Wherever possible, aggression comes onto him once again, forcing him away. I'm not sure who picked up the blue there, though.
Blue ended up resetting.
Oh, it did. My bad. I thought it was looking for on the ground.
Ninja Bobat disengaging here. There's the follow-up from
Cubefred.
There's the jump from the ultimate. Looking for Aphrodite. Going to find it. Ultimate is still available there if they want to use it. Going to pop it up just a little bit. Guan Yu with the dunk. There's the hit from Chonga. Landing the stun on Ninja Bobat as well, but he's got a lot of HP on the top end just from leveling up. The stun from Isis forces him back to the tower. Ares and Artemis are across the way. It's a 4-man push on the right tower. Can they get the damage in? Ninja Bobat's going home here. Do they go for Fire Giant? This is still available. They're all grouped up. Apollo's across the way. Apollo has to go on here. Ares is in the area. Ares is falling behind pretty heavily, though.
Yeah, I've got to say, Ares was very late on that rotation over. He should have been aware of where Trixtank position was and make sure he was doing stuff as well. And he's not got the mobility of Trixtank, and that's one of the issues that a lot of Guardians have, is mobility, and that's why we don't see them. Princess Tomato showing something different here. He's making okay use of it, but he is falling behind, and that seems to happen to a lot of Guardians because they're very late to the rotations.
Pulling from behind, though, is TSM getting a kill on the right side with a big pickup for them, 2,900 gold. You can see that big spike that Worth was looking for is kind of leveled out now and actually starting to lean towards TSM, but it doesn't change the fact that they're 3,000 gold in the lead with a 3-kill differential, and they also have a tower on the right side. So, you know, towers, the tier 1 towers don't make as big of a difference. 500 gold is not really all that much, but at the same time, they want to get the map control. With that solo tower on the right side means Aphrodite is free to just link up with her best friend, Hoonbots, and run around the map. And that's what they've been doing. I mean, honestly, you take a highly mobile, highly aggressive characters like Hoonbots, link up and get the heals, and all of a sudden he's just going in free. He knows he's got the support from Aphrodite. He's able to get the kills early on. We see Princess Tomato going to find Trixtank on the left side of the mid camp. Isis is hanging out here. It looks like they're gunning for this mid tower.
It's a great decision from them. Chunga's rotating back to the right-hand side. We can always see Cuba Fred's not here to aggress. Princess Tomato going to be the one to aggress for his team for the most part. Charm comes out, though, onto Trixtank. He's going to take a bit of poke. Tower goes down in mid lane, and Worth are making the correct call. They took the tower and just left immediately. Did you see Smek? Smek used his ultimate to rotate in, and he couldn't do anything because they'd already left. It was really well played.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And honestly, that's the thing that we see right now. I mean, we see Guanyu being forced back. We see Cubo Fred being forced back. And that's just Worth making good decision after good decision after good decision. And TSM is playing for the late game. Now, keep in mind that TSM is known to understand this game through and through. And so even though they fall behind, we saw this last week with I5, TSM fell behind against I5 very heavily, but they bided their time, they waited, they got the right objectives, they bought the right items, and then eventually they overtook the game and won in the end. So Worth really has to do something with this lead now. As we've seen from some of the newer teams, they get a lead and they don't do anything with it. They just run around and get buffs. You have to try to put the pressure on TSM, make sure they get put into a corner and stay there. You can't give them any holes to wiggle out of because they will do it. They're TSM, they've been known to do it. So Worth really has to just sync up right now, get a plan, and put it into action.
And the plan is take objectives constantly. Variety is on the roaming warpath. They're using the mobility of Poseidon to switch between mid and the right-hand lane now. So Variety can roam around a lot more and help pressure down these towers. You can see he's linked up with Shaggy Shank there in this duo lane. And just making sure that the pressure is released wherever possible so they can continue to put the poke down and keep the game in their advantage. They're looking for objectives all the time.
They really are. I mean, that's what they need. I mean, Gold Fury about to respawn here. You can see they're already grouping on the left side of the map, making sure that they get a pick. They can just go straight for the Gold Fury. It's about to respawn. They know. And it's a good positioning and decision-making here. Now, on the right side, you're going to see Game Hunter pushing up, actually forcing Ninja Bobat to retreat here. This is actually a 1 versus 1. Puts it 4 versus 4 on the left side. With Aphrodite, that's actually a little bit beneficial. Aphrodite does like big engagements. The smaller it is, the more exposed she is. And so maybe this is a benefit for TSM to pull that apart. Ninja Bobat now across the map, looking for an opportunity. Ares ultimately going to do nothing there. Looking for Trixtank, forcing the ultimate, though. The board's going to come through. It's going to land on nobody. No distance there. Now looking for the dunk. There's the backup. Damage on Trixtank. They're looking for a Cubo Fred. They need to get something out of this. There goes the purification beast. Chonga coming through. Apollo in the air. Apollo, dunk, Variety, ultimate Kraken as he lands.
Oh, big Kraken!
Pick up there by Worth. Now Folio Variety's going to heal right back up. That was completely baited. How many times can you say that TSM gets baited into a trap by Worth?
And look at this, they're going straight for the Gold Fury now as well. They're going for objectives, they're taking picks and backing out. They're not allowing TSM to re-engage. And TSM are great at extended team fights as well. We keep saying this, like, they'll re-engage and force it to become even. But in this situation, Worth Gaming are playing lights out right now. Just controlling wherever possible. Really well played.
You know, Smek was the European MVP from last week. TSM beat C9 in a 2-0 victory. Easily. I mean, they just conquered that matchup. They played so well last week. Coming to this one, you see Smek getting baited into a fight like that. That was huge for them. And it seemed like Worth is really kind of sinking into their level of confidence that they need to be successful in this match. And it's exactly what they're doing. They're taking the advantages they need and then backing off. And they're waiting for TSM to make mistakes. And this is the situation that we always see. New teams come out. They learn the game. They learn how to buy items. They learn how to pick characters. They learn how to ban. They learn how to win team fights. They learn how to get objectives. objectives, but sometimes they lose sight of how to really make those small wins into big wins. And right there's exactly how you do it. You group up in a meaningful way, wait for TSM to make a mistake, and then capitalize instead of diving in on a very well-known team and then allowing them the opportunity to come from behind. Right there, Ares Ultimate was not there to initiate. That Ares Ultimate was the force of the Guan Yu Ultimate and or the Apollo Ultimate, and maybe even the Beads. They did exactly that. Apollo saved his ultimate, but at what cost?
Oh, they're going to send Shaggy Shank back to defend against the push from... Oh, engagement from Princess Tomorrow going in. The ultimate is popped. Both ultimate... Oh, Lawbringer was forced there on Cuba Fred because he was in a lot of trouble. And that tower's going to go down. Smek's rotating to mid lane now after using his. He's actually going to rotate all the way over to right for the most part. Is he going to look for a gank on Shaggy Shank? That's what they look like they're going for. Game Hunter's going in. He's got the tower aggro for the most part. No waxing moon just yet on Shaggy Shank. A lot of poke coming out from Shaggy Shank on here. Meanwhile, on the left side, that tower does drop down. Middle tower, Lobster did take that one. So overall, net worth in favor of Worth because they had already had that middle tower.
See them looking for the mid tower yet again, kind of grouping up here. Looks like Ninja Bobat's going to go on home. Fire Giant is available. Gold Fury is so far out that
Game Hunter's in trouble.
Looking for it right side. He has the avoidance, so he's going to kind of wait for them to group up here. He's going to wait for to use the avoidance to get through. Has the heal. There's the knockup. There goes the 2 with the avoidance, healing back up, buying some time. Still has a little bit of HP here. There goes the chain. Chain not going to land. It's the biggest problem with Ares. If you miss the chains, you can't do anything. There's the Guan Yu ultimate. They're going to turn on Princess Tomato here. Does he have an ultimate available? Looks like he doesn't. Not yet. Crap through here. There goes Lobster. Made out again. Another kill going through. Trixie goes down as well. Ninja Bobat does not win the Sacred Monkey. Overhand smash going to kill Smek. It's a 3-0 kill for Worth. Looking for more. Give up red drop below here. Looking for the kill on Game Hunter. He pops the avoidance, but what can he do? It's a 5-0 Deicide. Game Hunter going to fall down here any second. They got the Fire Giant available. Deicide for Worth. Gaming against Team Solo Mid in the grand finals. This is Smitey Sports.
Worth Gaming. Oh, the surrender vote. Whoa. Did not see that one coming. Did not see the surrender vote. TSM did great that game, but Worth Gaming showing they've made... Hang on. Whoa. Week 1 went 2-0 final. Week 2 went 2-0 final. Week 3 with a team that came out of nowhere, technically, and was not expected to reach the final, goes 1-1 with an Ares? What?
I'm excited.
Oh, this is awesome. This game.
This is awesome. So it's a 1-1, right? TSM takes game 1. Worth takes game 2. And this wasn't like just a legit win. This was an early control. 26-minute surrender is big for Worth. And so going into game 3, they got to be confident. And obviously, there were some different picks here for TSM. They picked up Guan Yu, Chang'e, a little bit different there. And of course, Odin and Sun Wukong were banned out. Keep them in mind. That was the first 2 bans from Worth. And so those 2 were removed from the pool. Guan Yu's always another selection there. Chang'e didn't seem to work. They didn't have late game damage they needed. Chang'e didn't really get involved, but at the same time, Hoonbots and Aphrodite worked so well together. So,
yes, they did.
Does TSM ban out Aphrodite? I think so.
I think
you have to get rid of her. She's just so powerful.
Giving a shout out to Variety here, I feel like he's one of the only Aphrodites I have seen that has used the effectiveness of Aphrodite really well. Because a lot of Aphrodites we see in the solo lane stay in the solo lane and just continue to farm until finally the whole team's group. But this time round, what he did there was immediately he got a lead and he was like, okay, it's time to roam around the map and cause chaos. Have some heals, have some charms, Right. Great. Yep. It was really, really well played. So big shout outs to Variety in that game. And obviously don't forget Ninja Bobat. I mean, straight from the off, he was ganking every lane. He got the lead and just snowballed it.
I just, turned down for Worth. That's all I got to say. Turn down for Worth. Going into this game here, was the pick your face coming out. You gotta watch to make sure you know what's being banned out and why it's being banned out. Honestly, Sun Wukong looks like it's gonna be the first ban here for Worth. Worth did actually elect, TSM elected for second pick this time around. We watched that game 1, Worth lost. Going into game 2, they gave up first pick. Yeah. They chose second pick. This time around, TSM chose second pick. So definitely very, very big there for them. Now going into this, Sun Wukong banned right away from Worth. They know it's got to go away. Odin gets banned by TSM. This looks like a very typical banning suggestion here from the 2. Bastet still a consideration. Afro, a huge consideration. I imagine TSM is going to ban Aphrodite.
Bastet, I think Bastet and Aphrodite will be the 2 bans. I can't see it going any other way in this banning phase of who else I would take in this situation. I mean, Bastet is a big issue overall, so do Worth really want to give that up? No, they won't, especially to the likes of Cuba Fred in the jungle, so that needs to be taken out. And then, they're going to take Ul out, though. That's interesting.
That's not interesting. Oh, from Worth it is. From Worth it is. Surprisingly,
Yeah,
but we know Shaggy Shank plays very well. You're absolutely right. That is strange. And honestly, there's a lot of things they can do with this. Obviously Shaggy Shank has proven he can play Artemis. He can play Neith. He can play different characters. So that's really what we're looking at here. Is how many hunters do you ban?
That gives him Bastet Aphro, though. That's the big thing.
Oh, Aphrodite banned out by TSM. No surprise here.
Oh, there you go.
That's exactly what I expected them to do.
Yeah. I mean, Team Solo had no real choice in that. They either ban Aphro or they ban Bastet because the other one's getting picked immediately.
Gotta be Aphro. Honestly,
that's what we see.
You're looking at Ninja Bobat. He can play Humbats at a high level. He's gonna be able to play Bastet at a high level. And it's if you get rid of Bastet and he plays Humbats, obviously Humbats worked very well last game. So it's at one point, is it worth it to commit that much to the jungle pick? And they can't let Aphrodite through. Aphrodite is just so strong right now. Everyone's been preaching it for so long. Dean Brennan just won't shut up about Aphrodite. He's 100% right. This character is off the chain. Pun intended with Ares not being in this game, but at the same time, Bastet being first picked here for Worth Gaming is huge across the way. You got Apollo, Poseidon, Ra. It looks like Ra and Poseidon are going to be the selections, though.
Okay, so they're going to pick for the safe mid lane options. It does leave the jungler available and the support. Now, Trixtank favors at the moment picking up Guan Yu. He likes the warriors in support, does Trixtank. He can play some backers as well. Like we see some backers out of him. Right. So, do you take away Guan Yu and force him into a Bacchus pick? Or, do you take a Bacchus? I know, I saw them hovering over it, and I think they're just trying to say, you need to pick Humbats now, or we're going to ban it next. Than banning Fizz. Well, that's what honestly, I would do
if they pick Humbats, they're soloing or he's
Bastet can solo.
Yeah, I mean they both can, but picking them both together is very strange considering they both fit the same kind of role. Tyr and Apollo locked in here for Worth actually, so I'm excited to see Shaggy Shank play Apollo. We know Smek is very powerful with that character, but we haven't seen Shaggy Shank pick him up just yet. Across the way, Team Solo Mid has one more selection to make. Hovering on Humbats. Oh, is this the call out, the challenge?
It was a clear challenge, but at the same time, like by taking away Tyr as well, Kiva Fred's like, well, I've got to play something else. Humbats is available. At the same time, I think Worth made the best call there by taking away Kiva Fred's Tyr because he's really, really good on Tyr. Those blink combinations, the speed that he gets the Lawbringer off into a Fearless chain is ridiculous. Like that is split second timing every time. So I'm really proud and pleased that Worth Gaming are thinking like this, and they're going to take away Neith as well now from Smek. From Smek in this TSM lineup.
So Neith's going to be banned out here by Worth. Of course, Smek does play a fantastic Neith. Ice is going to be banned by TSM, surprisingly enough. Corneo, he's been playing different characters across the board. Ice is one of his favorites, and Scylla one of his favorites. I imagine that Worth is just going to go straight for Scylla now. It's most likely... Yeah, Scylla has to be locked in here, and I guess Ares if they want to go down that road. Arachne hovered on for the troll. This is not going to lock in. There's no way.
Hang on. We saw an Ares, right?
It's going to be Ares Scylla. It's going to be Ares Scylla.
Why not see an Arachne?
No, Arachne. No. The bug doesn't exist anymore.
If they lock this in now.
He's dead. So Guan Yu locked in first here for TSM. That's going to put in their support role. Trixtank is going to play Guan Yu yet again. Looks like it's going to be Geb and Scylla.
I'm guessing Scylla. I think Scylla in this situation. I can't see any other one that could put that hub.
Hobwa. So Hobwa fits the same role. We haven't really seen Corneo play Hobwa at all. They got a role for it, so it's going to be Tyr solo Apollo with Geb, and it's going to be Bastet in the jungle and Hobwa mid. We haven't seen Corneo play as much. One of the issues with this, though, is that Hobwa is very punishable in the mid lane, and with the lineup, he doesn't really have a whole lot of protection. Bastet's going to get there, but all she has is a slow and the cats for body blocking. So Hobwa could be a big point of contention for TSM. Be on her, always on her for Smek. He just loves on her. He's always loved on her. And then from the history of Smek in Young Bay just playing on her every single day forever, it's a good fallback for him.
So, like, going on to the play of Hobwa mid lane, Humbats needs to be watched this game. Like, what we need to see from Kiva Fred here is exactly what we saw Ninja Bobat do last game and start taking it to the enemy team. If he can put pressure on Hobwa in that mid lane, it's going to be very, very difficult for Mourinho to actually do anything. So you're going to have to watch this one very, very closely. Guan Yu on her versus Geb and Shaggy Shank. Early game, Shaggy Shank and Princess Tamara are going to be pushed to the tower very, very early on. There's not much else to say about that. That's exactly what happens when you put a guardian in the support role over a warrior. So I expect to see Trix and Smek going aggressive. On paper, though, who do you have your money on? I mean, it's 1-1. It's all tied up. Anyone's game.
You know, honestly, I think there's a lot of strength in Worth's lineup. There's also a lot of holes, and TSM recognizes those holes immediately. They've been around for a very long time, so you know, honestly, they're going to be looking to slow down the gain of Bastet. They're going to be looking to pick off Haubois time and time again. And we've seen this happen before to both C9 and TSM. When they pick Haubois, they just get abused and ganked and ganked and ganked and ganked and ganked, so Haubois falls off. Now, granted, Haubois with the natural scaling on his passive and the amount of damage he's able to do, even if he does fall behind, he'll still be a factor, especially given the fact that Corneo is still he's proven himself to be a very strong mid player. You know, it may not be the case that we see him fall behind, but I'm curious to see how TSM is going to handle this lineup. And honestly, going to game 3, quarterbacks amnesia. This is just a single match to determine everything. The history has been erased from their minds. They're going to this fresh and ready to go. Anyone's game at this point. Worth could take this against TSM, and that would be a big, big week for them. We're going to cut to a brief break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with the last game of the day. Game number 3, TSM versus Worth. Stick around. Everyone, welcome back to Game 3 of the Grand Finals. Worth versus TSM taking place right here, right now. Going into it. This is the match to watch, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be the conclusion of today. Whoever wins this match wins the week. TSM is feeling pretty happy about where they are right now, considering the fact that C9 was 4th this week. They're going to be much further in the seeding charts overall.
They're happy, but they need to win this game to really feel super, super duper happy at the end of it, because you know the points will make a big difference if they finish 2nd here, and Worth Gaming have really come out to rock. If they do the same thing, Worth Gaming, that they did last game, I think TSM could be in a bit of trouble this week, and we might see a new team on the block taking 1st place.
Worth has been proving himself to be very strong here. Obviously, we've seen a lot of strong play from Shaggy, Shank, Corneo, Variety. I mean, Prince Tomato has been hitting home with everything that he needs to do. Ninja Bobat conquered last game. He was the vessel for the last game, whereas game 1 was more Shaggy Shank. And so they're obviously not leaning on a single person. There's no single point of failure here. And TSM has really had to step up the plate. Now, they have less strange picks this time around. Ra and Lobster, Ra and Poseidon play like Lobster together here. Game Hunter on Ra this time around. A lot safer, obviously. They don't want to lose this match. And so with Odin and Sindokong gone, Guan Yun's a great step back here for Trixank. He knows the character very well. You hit it right on the head. He loves the warriors that are very aggressive. Guan Yun fills that billet very well. And so TSM, it didn't seem like they took any risks this time around. They just want to win outright.
Yeah, I think TSM needs to take a step out of Worth's book here this time round and make sure they look for the aggression early. Obviously, they have Hunbats this time. Cuva Fred going to be playing that in the jungle, so hopefully they can try and do a repeat and, you know, pick on the Bastet and the Tyr in this in the solo lane just to begin this off. But already in the duo lane, Trix took quite a bit of damage already, and Shaggy Shank showing his Apollo skills right now. We've not really seen much of this today.
Yeah, I go dash through the wave there to clear it out, and then I'm looking for some harass here on Spec and Trixtank. It's working very heavily. And this is kind of how the long lane works, is who takes free damage, who takes free harassment. And it seems like Worth's getting the better end of that stick right now. Speaking of stick, the right side, Hunbats is waving his stick around. Is he trying to get some initiation here on
nice
Ninja Bobat and Variety? And they're trying to get some initiation here, but it looks like they're not able to just yet. Bastet jumping in, looking for the Razor Claw's going to hit it on Hunbats. And Ra actually taking a lot of harassment there, but the Ra heal will do wonders.
Yeah, he will sustain them for the most part in that situation, so you know it'll work out. But nice poke overall. Trixtank going to continue to push this. Nobody really looking too aggressive overall. I say that, but Smek goes in looking for it, but immediately Princess Tomorrow comes back.
Shield.
Apply some pressure back as well as the shield.
That shield's so good. Prevents the knock on hers impale, so as soon as he impaled, he ate it with the shield and he had a good reaction there. Corneo taking a lot of harassment in the mid lane with Haubois, and honestly this is probably why Corneo did not want to go Scylla this time around, is because Scylla doesn't have a very good matchup against Poseidon. It's really hard to control that. Now Haubois doesn't have that great of a matchup against Poseidon either, but it's slightly better than Scylla's. Now again, Haubois doesn't really have the escape mechanism that Scylla would have, so it's hard to make that decision. It seems like Corneo is more comfortable with the Poseidon versus Haubois matchup than the Poseidon versus Scylla matchup, and so we'll see how he holds on to it, but right now, all he's doing is holding on.
Yeah, well, I mean, Haubois has very, very short range. I mean, Scylla does have better range overall and better escape mechanisms, but Haubois does do better damage, and I guess he's expected to rotate a bit quicker than what a Scylla would if we see Poseidon rotating, and we can already see he's doing that already. Lobster loves to do this as often as possible. Go over and help Cuva Fred do the buffs to pick himself up a little bit of extra experience to help pressure his lane.
The movement speed buff being picked up by Bastet there. The damage buff was being picked up by Humbots. He's going to hit on home. There was actually some pings coming out from TSM actually saying, hey, you know, they're doing the movement speed buff right now. And look at the pings right now. They're just following Bastet across the map. And this is mainly just Lobster. He just says, hey, I watched her go left. She's doing movement speed. Hey, I watched her go right. She's going to do the back RP.
That sort of information, though, allows the laners to know exactly whether they're going to get rotated and whether they can go aggressive.
Game Hunter, first blood, Variety. He's got his number.
He has his number this game. Game Hunter has said, okay, fine, last game, you got the number on me, but that was thanks to Ninja Boba. 1v1, bro, let's go. And he showed it. He did a great job in the 1v1. Mid-camps are spawning. Now Game Hunter does recall, so he's not going to be influencing these for the time being. But Kiva Fred doing the best to control these as Princess Tomato rotates around as well. It looks like they're going to spawn identical times. Where are they going to go? Left side being started by Smek, right side by Ninja Boba. At the moment on that Bastet, Kiva Fred jumps over the wall. They're looking for the aggression onto him. And then Trickstack from the back, forcing the pounce away for disengage. Meanwhile, Smek versus Princess Tomato. Smek does have to reset the Harpies for the time being, but should easily be able to pick these up as well.
Initiation here on Gap, not going to find the right side. Where do you see Variety coming back to face off against Game Hunter here after that first blood loss? He's going to be reeling from it. And it's going to put Ra pretty significantly ahead. Ra generally has a very strange matchup against Tyr. It depends on who gets the initial start here. Look at this damage coming out from Game Hunter. A few more shots will do it. He's getting pretty close to be able to kill him off with that ultimate here. And Tyr, I think, is recognizing that fact. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Looking for a little bit more damage. Game Hunter's waiting. The ultimate there's the ultimate left side.
Aggression coming out, Fear No Evil gets popped by Kiva Fred. Shaggy Shink having to back away. Princess Tomato is the one in trouble. He's going to be a casualty of war. TSM taking a 2-kill advantage right now in the most part, and it's looking really good for TSM in these early stages. Everything seems to be going their way.
You see right side, the ultimate came out from Game Hunter, not able to land home here on Variety right now on the back foot, getting pushed back towards the tower. Princess Tomato throwing his life away in favor of Shaggy Shank. At that point, that's the best thing you can do as a support. I mean, he realized that it was a bad situation. Someone was going to die.
That's coming out in the solo lane. Game Hunter is in trouble. He's under the tower, running for his life. No mana. Kiva Fred. Sorry, Variety blinks in. I said Kiva Fred because I'm so used to seeing him on tier. That was Variety blinking him. He's going to recall. Will the minions stop him? No, they won't. Kiva Fred will not rotate over with Hunbats. Yeah, definitely a great time of realizing how far away the minions were. So.
And Bobat just hit level 5. I mean, he's just getting able to get his ultimate there, and that's the first thing he does. He goes attack the Ra. That's perfect because he knew that Game Hunter was being aggressive. That's the first thing you want to do as a jungler is just wait for someone to say, hey, this guy's being really aggressive. Come help me. And the assistance comes, and all of a sudden you have a free kill there. So Game Hunter stepping too far forward, getting caught out. And as a Ra, without having the agility, you see him going back and buying that sprint, but that's about all he can do to prevent it. Tier 3 sprint, actually.
Possible engage on the right-hand side as Lobster and Kiva Fred going aggressive and taking away the blue buff. Variety gets the Fearless combo onto Lobster. He's going to have to run. He has to use the Aegis for the most part. Fear No Evil comes out to help protect Lobster. Although Corino does pick up the kill, and now Kiva Fred's the one in trouble with the Fear No Evil down. Searing Pain does connect, I believe, on Ninja Boba, but not enough. Lawbringer comes out over the top, so Variety running back to tower in the most part. And I believe that was just a 1-for-0, or is it? It's still going on.
No blink. No blink from Gab there, trying to rotate in, trying to get some initiation, but doesn't have it just yet. Princess Tomato getting close. Roll out. Does he have an ultimate? He does indeed. There's a Cataclysm, the blink. Humba feeds it immediately. There goes the kill. Variety goes down. Tomato go down. Now following up here on Corino. He's got nowhere to go. The jump in comes out. There goes the old man River Carpet coming through. Is it going to be enough for them to disengage? Variety get an ultimate soon. It's coming out. Tower Assault. Searing Pain. Celestial Beam comes on through, and that's going to be the end of Corino. A 3-for-0 exchange on the back end of that fight. What a play.
I actually thought Kiva Fred had already used the Fear No Evil, but he blinked in behind them when they went to kill him and threw it down, forced him into the tower, and Trickstank helped clean it up with the help of Game Hunter there. That was really good. Kiva Fred has just put on a great play in this final match. That was huge. That was so good. Instinct reaction to just blink behind them and throw it down.
There goes the kill. Minion wave coming out the mid lane there. You see Kiva on the backside getting his movement speed buff. Look at the charts, 2,500 gold in favor of TSM and 4,200 experience. They've got a strong lead going into this. Now let's go ahead and look at the Hunters. Apollo, played by Shaggy Shank, is going to be at 3,900 gold himself. Across the way, Smek on Honor playing 3,800 gold. So a little bit of a lead for Shaggy Shank. But also look at this. Shaggy Shank is the most farmed in his team at 4K.
That's
Smek
right.
is the least farmed on his team at 4K. And so the lowest on TSM is the equal to the highest farm on Worth, and now they're going for a Gold Fury here. Lobster zoning out Geb. Here comes Hopwa. They don't have the personnel around. Apollo's up in the air, gonna look for a dunk here. They don't have enough damage. They're gonna have to leash this away as Apollo can revolve, looking for Trickstang. Gonna force them to split here. Apollo going after Poseidon. Poseidon still has an ultimate available. Will they decide to commit to this?
I don't think they should in this situation. Worth should just back out, but they're looking for aggression. They're too low level for this, really. And here we go with Cuba Fred going in with the Fear No Evil. Carino taking a lot of damage, but Lobster's in trouble on the back end of that. Ninja Bobat doing great work against him. Shaggy Shem coming around to help secure. Meanwhile, Trickstang gets the cavalry charge off onto two members of the team and manages to escape. Smek secures Carino, who went in aggressive, trying to secure some kills. 1-for-1, I believe, in that situation, but no one's going to take the Gold Fury for the time being. But they know he's recalling. Are they going in for it? No.
Trickstang got very low and ended up having to go home there, so that's really what kind of set the pace for that. Now Cubo and Zach are going to start it up here, looking for Guan Yu left side. Will they find it here? Getting very, very low. Looking for the kill here. Trickstang gets very low. Rotation from Smek actually pulls him off the Gold Fury. That was a bigger win than Shaggy Shank may have even realized. Now the follow-up here. Overhand smash and Pale. No mana coming through. There's the hit. The slow from Somersault is one of the most underrated effects.
Game Hunter's in trouble. Ninja Bobat looking for it. He's trying to recall under the tower. Variety takes aggro. The pounce comes in. The bleed connects. The kill is confirmed. And that's a great play from Variety and Ninja Bobat to allow making Tia take the tower aggro so he could go in and pick up that kill for his team. Good response to the kill by Shaggy Shank. In all, that was net worth for Worth because it denied them the Gold Fury as well.
Yeah, the Gold Fury was pulled because we saw Shaggy Shank go in there. Obviously, he lost his life, but honestly, at this point, losing his life a little bit when there's a bit of a lull for the Gold Fury is kind of a toss-up. You're wondering if it's going to be worth it or not. Now, of course, 1,500 gold going to TSM will put them at the 4K mark, which puts them over that threshold where you're kind of wondering, is this enough of a lead for them to conquer us outright in open field? Now, that's what they wanted to avoid, and it was worth it, I think, overall, to make sure that the Gold Fury is still available because it sent TSM home. At the same time, Worth went over the right side and got a kill. So it was 1-for-1, and they leashed the Gold Fury. So I think it balanced out pretty well for Worth.
Yeah, with the 1-for-1 trade in the end because of the right side lane kill, that definitely made it equal and definitely worthwhile for Worth. Why did they have to call themselves Worth? I like the name, but at the same time, it's very hard to speak sometimes. There's aggression coming out from Variety. Again, fearless combination. Meanwhile, Ninja Bobat trading with Trickstang in the jungle gets the bleed effect on. Habwa rotating around, but they should all back away because there is 4 members of TSM circled around the Fire Giant area at the moment, looking for a pick wherever possible.
Here taking damage on the right side as Game Hunter kind of pushes this one up. Looking at the graphs again, you see it's still stable, sitting at 4K experience, 2,500 gold in favor of TSM. Bassett on the left side a little bit behind, but catching up in droves here. Now ahead of her team at 5,300, actually ahead of Trickstang across the way. Ninja Bobat taking huge strides to clear the gap for his team. Now looking for Guan Yu. He can't go over the wall. There's the damage. Whirlpool on the ground. The shield gets put up by Gab. Make sure the Bassett doesn't take too much damage harassment from the Poseidon. Barely holding onto his tower is Variety. Honestly, if I were Variety, I would just give this tower up and go assist my team. This 500 gold is not worth me standing there forever.
I agree. I mean, Variety did this earlier on, in the last game as well, and just started rotating around and making plays. I mean, why not continue to do that and just keep the pressure on the map, just like he did in Game 2? Look to do that again in Game 3. Trickstang has paused the game for the moment. I guess someone's probably had a bit of a mouse issue or something. So it gives them an opportunity just to look at the state of the game so far, Drybear. I mean, it's 7-4 in favour of TSM. The golden experience is in favour of them as well. It's 2,500 gold and nearly 5,000 experience. You feel, I don't know, as the game goes on, I think TSM are in a great position if they can just hold like this. Or do you think Worth are going to have the better late game? I feel like on paper, TSM should have a better late game team composition.
You know, honestly, they both have their opportunities. I think what it comes down to is what Hopwa is able to do. If Hopwa can kind of get his gold back up there and start getting good positioning, I think Worth has a much stronger late game. But really, I mean, it revolves around him because if Hopwa is decent or ineffective, all of a sudden TSM is going to conquer that late game potential. Cubo, Fred, good ultimates. Game Hunter, long distance and snipes. Of course, Poseidon ultimate. Of course, Smek is going to be doing damage. So, you know, it all comes down to Hopwa and if he can get himself back onto, I guess in this case, it would be water instead of solid land. But at the same time, you know, you don't want him to fall too far behind because he is going to be the vessel that Worth is going to use to get those picks. Now, obviously, they have good initiation with Geb. They have good initiation with the tier, and if they can use that properly to get a pick at the start of the fight, they have a lot better chance of taking the game here, and that's what they're going to look for. You can see the damage he's able to do to Lobster in the mid lane here just by just knocking him up. That's what Hopwa does best, just damage.
Yep, when you do knock her up as well, it does apply a slow, so it allows you to be able to chain the combination where possible. Quick point out, though, both supports are currently running Watcher's Gift and My Disputes. My Disputes are starting to make the return due to the fact of the mid-Harpies taking so long to respawn. And because they're spending more time in lane, the Watcher's Gift is getting a lot more use. So it's interesting to see that. But the initiation coming out from Trixtank, he's looking for it. Smek gets some great damage off to the Princess Tomato, who has to reuse the rollout to escape. Ninja Boba engaging in, looking for the damage, forcing Smek away. The bleed tick is still going on. Meanwhile, though, Habwa gets caught out and takes a lot of damage. The beats help him out in the most part. The Kraken Duke is real as Basta and the cats come up, but jumps over the fall does Cuba Fred. Shaggy Shank, though, turns up on the backside. Lobster does go down. The Cuba Fred's next on the list. This is going in favour of Worth right now. 3 kills so far. Variety zoning out. Game Hunter as well. Variety around the back of Smek. Does Smek know this? The Blink combo comes in. Variety secures the kill. And Smek, that's 4 kills. Very, very quickly. And a Gold Fury easily transitionable unless Game Hunter can be God Hunter.
You know, that's what happens when, you know, it feels like TSM is just not, you know, there's a certain pick coming out, gonna get a kill on Kev. Gold Fury not stolen away, though, so that's actually gonna go in favor of Worth. The gold is actually tied out now, sitting at just about 143 gold in favor of Worth. At 12 minutes that means this game is completely even. Now, there's a lot of great plays there. Obviously, the Cats coming out, body blocking Hoombots for the final hit there. We saw the rotation. Habwa used the ultimate to hit both Hoombots as well as Poseidon, and just get the Kraken at the same time. Definitely a lot of great plays from them, but at the same time, TSM initiated on Geb.
Yes, they did.
Initiated on Geb. They started that entire fight by trying to kill the Guardian. They used on her ultimate. They used Trixtank ultimate. Guan Yu and On Her had their ultimates on cooldown now, trying to kill Geb. Geb got away with the rollout and the shield, of course. Impale was used on Geb, and then all of a sudden they're left wondering, you know, what happened? It's like, well, you just dumped 2 ultimates, 3 abilities on a support who's not even ahead. In fact, he's the least farmed in the entire game, and all of a sudden Worth turns around and just says, hey, we're going to follow up on this. They look for Habwa. Habwa makes a beautiful play, which allows him to escape. Bastet comes in the clutch. That's all they need. Now again, again. Shield coming out here. There's the Cataclysm. Crushing Wave available if he wants to use it. Look at the damage to Trixtank now, looking for Tomato. They want Tomato so bad. Really, what is this going on here? Impale, that's a kill.
Okay, so finally Princess Tomato does go down in over there, but for the most part, nothing's going to really come of it other than a quick pickup onto him. Variety trading with Game Hunter in the jungle area, both looking to rotate over to help out their team. Variety trying to back away in the most part. Obviously, the passive bonus, the same pain comes out, does miss from Game Hunter. But he's just going to be able to back away for the moment. Big call out to Princess Tomato, though, because like we said, you know the engage before where he did take the focus.
Looking for Smek here, jumping in. Cats are available if he wants to go for it. Looking for the Cats. There's the Cats landed on Smek. Use the ultimate to do some damage here. The Cats will end up falling. Smek is impaled. They're going to get him.
That was nice from Smek.
That goes down. Beautiful play by Smek, proving why he was MVP last week. Shaggy Shank. He escapes with 50 HP, flying on home.
Both hunters managing to get themselves out of terrible situations there. Big shout out to Smek, though, in a 2v1 situation, having the presence of mind to use the ultimate to kill off the Cats before they could slow him and kill him, as well as give him the immunity he required. And then the instinct to impale him into the wall. Really, really nicely done from Smek.
Beautiful. Smek, beautiful play. You saw Shaggy Shank get out just barely by the skin of his teeth. Now, right lane, Variety be pushed back yet again. Honestly, I would just let this tower go. Just let it go, rotate over, and involve yourself in the fight. Yeah, it's done. But honestly, Variety could have been helping his team out a little bit more to try and get in on the fight. And it seems like with that last engagement, TSM's now 1,000 gold in the lead.
Yep, 1,000 gold in the lead for TSM, but at the same time, Worth have shown how good they can be, but I think it was TSM that made some bad, questionable calls, engaging all what they did onto Princess Tomato at the start of that big fight where they lost 4 members, and I believe the Gold Fury.
Yeah, the Gold Fury ended up going down there. That was a big exchange for them. We'll be responding shortly here in just a few moments if they are looking to grab it up, and that's really what they need to do, is just continually get those objectives. Smek is going to be on the left side of the map, looking for a follow-up here on Shaggy Shank, avoiding the impale immediately by running in circles, now trying to fight here Trixtank. They know no one's on the side of the map because they know where Poseidon is. They have a ward that covers Ra over there as well, so they know he's there. There goes Bastet jumping it back, looking for some harassment on Lobster. Going to get some, but it doesn't accomplish much.
Yeah, just abusing the pounce to be able to reposition himself afterwards. Trixtank being aggressed on again for the most part. But Drink's trying to lure in, allow his team to rotate over. But are they going to be able to get there in time to do anything? No, Cuba Fred decides not to leap over the wall and look for the Fear No Evil onto Shaggy Shank. Good decision, I think, overall, though, from TSM there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the big thing, right? Is you want to make sure that everything is working as intended, and right now it's intended for TSM. They're kind of holding it down here, right side.
He's going to
recall just in time.
Oof,
right there he goes. He's heading on home. Gold Fury's about to respawn though.
Yeah, it is about to respawn, and that's a good, well-played position from Game Hunter to realise he was overextended and the rotation was coming out. Gold Fury is about to respawn. What are we going to see? Is Variety going to rotate over first, or will we see Game Hunter being the first one to initiate over? I expect Variety should turn up first of the two. Oh, engagement again in the jungle.
Calling it up here. Will it be? Initiation, there's the Cataclysm coming out there. Humbot's going down immediately. Worth gets a kill on Cubo by himself, getting too greedy, and all of a sudden the Gold Fury respawning shortly. What a big mistake by TSM.
Yeah, they tried to take away buffs in the jungle. It's not paid off for them. The Gold Fury, luckily, is still not flashing to say it's going to be up any second. So hopefully Cubo Fred can have an influence in the fight that will be around the Gold Fury, if there is one. However, that ultimate, that Fear No Evil, is currently going to be on cooldown.
On cooldown, it is. Gold Fury is spawning any second now. It is flashing, which means it's about to come up here. There's no one in position for TSM. This is looking like a free Gold Fury forward. TSM has the opportunity to come over if they can. They're on their way over. Trickster come through here. Does he have an ultimate available? Looks like he does indeed. There goes the horse. Community will get him in there. Whirlpool, Kraken hitting 3. Tiles are going to come out any second now. There goes Tomato. There goes the kill. Shaggy Shake goes down. Huge ultimate for Game Hunter.
Oh my goodness, TSM.
Going down. TSM coming through here. Hobble Force out. Has no mana. Nowhere to go. Variety going out. Caminho going to go down as well. It's going to be a deicide for Team Solo Mid. They get the Gold Fury at the same time. The Fire Giant is on their agenda. That was a team fight.
And that is what TSM is good at. They've come from behind. They had a bad game last time, but this time round, that was a 4v5 fight. Cuba Fred wasn't there. And they managed to pick up in a 4v5 fight the Gold Fury as well. Trickster doing a great job with the Hand of God there to make sure he could secure that. And on top of that, they're going to get a Fire Giant. And now TSM are clearly in the lead in this one with Gaming. I think they stumbled a little bit at that Gold Fury. I think someone should have at least had vision and been aware of the rotation coming out from TSM. That was the only bad mistake, I think.
I'm going to disagree. I think the vision was, I think they knew they were coming. I think they were really prepared to do something with that. I think the issue for Worth there is they didn't have the separation. The way they arranged their blocks was not right. I mean, they literally had 4 people standing on the Gold Fury in one spot fighting it, and all of a sudden you come through and a Kraken hits 3 people in the center, knocking all 3 up with a Whirlpool cripple when they land. You can't win a team fight like that. You cannot give Poseidon the opportunity to do something like that because they were so clustered that Poseidon not only got the cripple, the knock-up, and the huge burst, everything went to crap after that. They just could not recover from some sort of poor positioning. And they really, I think they were just so comfortable with the fact that they thought they had Gold Fury that they just didn't think to be prepared in all situations.
The whole team of TSM grouping on this left-hand side of the map now, looking to push down this outer tower, take some objectives with this Fire Giant available to him. Engage from Cuba Fred, though, as the Fear No Evil comes out, and the Kraken does some okay damage, but everyone living for the most part. Princess Tomato on the front line. Nice pounce away in the end from Ninja Bobat. Variety looking for the Blink Fearless combo, not to be, though. Everyone's still standing. Tower does go down. Searing Pain comes out as well. Trickster continuing with the charge. He's looking onto Habois, who has to use it defensively to back away. The Cats come out as well. The pounce in. Everybody getting low. The re-engage. Trickster taking a lot of damage from the Cats. Still surviving. Please die. Anybody die. Will you please? There we go. Game Hunter takes out Shaggy. Princess Tomato on the front line. Zoned out and being body blocked in the most part. 2 kills to TSM. But everyone survived for such a long time there, Driver.
They certainly did. Now they're bearing down the left side of the map looking for this Phoenix. Will they be able to get it is the question. There's still 3 players still standing for Worth. The raw heal is making a big difference here for TSM. There's the Celestial Beam from over the wall trying to get some harassment. Whirlpool will slow them down. Batsa coming in with the harassment, but she's only level 15. Damage is coming through. Ra has an ultimate available if he wants to try to snipe someone that gets low here. The Phoenix is going to drop. Now looking for the mid tower. A full line of towers in the mid lane. Looks like they're just going to back off entirely, but wow, what a fight from TSM. They got the Gold Fury. They got another fight on the left side, getting 2 towers and a Phoenix. This is the TSM we know.
They forced Habois ult defensively and Bastet's Cats defensively as well on making sure they could actually push down those towers. That was really well played from TSM, all in all. Credit to Worth, though. They didn't throw away their lives, you know, to an extent. They tried their best to survive as long as possible. But now TSM showing their experience of doing the rotations correctly. They've taken down a Phoenix, then they're rotating to the other lanes to apply the pressure. Fire Giant still available for them at the moment. And that ward, no, they don't have a ward there, but they're going to spot out Ninja Bobat over there, rotate to the right-hand side and take the last tower remaining on this map to give them all the global gold available other than the regular respawning Gold Fury and Fire Giant.
10.6k in favor of TSM right now, and 14,000 experience in the lead as well. They did so fantastically well with the recovery. I mean, earlier it was Worth's game. They leveled everything out, but TSM just getting out. They're just getting out of control. I mean, they're just controlling every aspect of this game. They're pushing everything through. Now, one way back in for Worth right now is going to be the Apollo split push. They have literally 6 towers on the map to take, and that's just gold on gold on gold on gold. And they just haven't had a chance to push anything. They've been looking for the kills, and I think this is the difference that you're going to see a lot between teams that are on the cusp or you know, looking to be very strong and are leaning on their individual play styles, is that, you know, you have to focus on what's really important. You know, you can get the kills, and that's what Worth did at the beginning. They looked for kills, they looked for ganks, they looked for teamfight victories, and they got all that, and I got them a 2-3k gold lead, and TSM says, okay, that's fine, you can have it, but at the same time, they were pushing towers. They were waiting for the proper teamfight, and really, one big teamfight is all TSM needed to turn a 1k gold lead for Worth into a 10k gold lead for TSM, straight down the center.
Kraken Ninja Boba takes a lot, dodges the save in pain, though, so he's going to survive for the most part, but 2 ultimates down from TSM, quickly trying to catch Buster out of position. Gold Fury due to spawn soon, but as you say, TSM are in a commanding lead right now. And what they're starting to do as well, Drybay, as you know, is they're doing what SK did earlier on in the tournament, where they're taking it slow now and methodically pushing down and taking objectives and continuing the lead. It's perfect sense, and this is what the experienced teams do. And to be fair, Worth Gaming did it last game. They did the same sort of thing and just methodically pushed down towers and picked up kills where they could. So, Fire Giant due to spawn, everybody starting to get themselves in position and get the wards thrown down as the Mexican standoff begins. Expect to see somebody having to deal with the fire minions, though, in that left-hand lane, thanks to TSM and the first visit to the Fire Giant, allowing them to pick that one up.
Fire Giant responding very shortly here. You can see it already flashing. This is going to be respawn within the next few seconds, and both teams really understand how much is valued. Worth cannot let TSM get the Fire Giant. This will be the end. This will put the final nail in the coffin. If this Fire Giant goes to TSM uncontested, they may as well just sit and turtle as hard as they can, because they cannot leave their base at that point. And they understand the Fire Giant started up here. Will they leash it up? Princess Tomato forcing them on a wild goose chase. The Fire Giant is going to be leashed away. It's actually a big success by Princess Tomato. They're looking for the blink again. They want to kill him off. No, it's important. If they kill this guy, they guarantee the Fire Giant. He's the one with the Hand of the Gods 3. If they kill him off, that's huge. And they know it. They can see the value. They can see the dollar sign over his head, and they want to get it, but they can't. Geb is just too fast, but they did force the blink, so keep that in mind. Short cooldown there. Initiation coming out. Geb going in the backside. Guan Yu trying to get this done. Princess Tomato on the front side. Initiation. There's the Fearless. Tomato's going to go down here. Honor coming through the Desert Fury. Now Paul's going to land on top. Looking for Lobster. Whirlpool on the ground. Kraken coming out. Knocked to the air. Shaggy Shake gets the kill here. Smek looking for one more shot. Can he get it? Looking for a Smek. Can't get the shot there. Now goes the kill on Smek. Now looking for the Cornio.
2v2.
Low. Talisol gets interrupted. Cornio, the beam, it's not going to hit. Cornio trying to get away. Rod does not have an ultimate. Guan Yu looking forward. The Talisol, does he need to knock him some kind of distance? Cornio is going to go down here, and there goes the retreat by Shaggy Shaggy with the world's lowest amount of HP. The Titan is taking damage, but Guan Yu being very weakened, and Ra out of cooldowns. They can't 2v1 the Fire Giant. They're going to back off. Let's look at the fight yet again on screen. Instant replay coming through here. What a fantastic play this was. Guan Yu initiative looking for the hit on Bass in the backside. Whirlpool, Cataclysm. There goes the Fearless, knocking them forward away. But look at the follow-up here. Boombots, Apollo looking for it. Lobster almost got the kill on Shaggy Shake. The Kraken's going to hit him right in the center, knock him right up into the air on Hurricane 2. But watch Smek. He wants the kill. He can't get it. Dodge. Dodge by Shaggy Shake. Dodge by Shaggy Shake. Gets the kill on Smek. Cornio. This is the biggest mistake that Worth made that entire fight. Cornio went left and up.
Yep, it looked that way overall. I mean, the worst thing to come out of that for Worth Gaming, not just the fact... I mean, the fight went 4v3 in terms of kills. However, the worst thing is the left-hand side, the Phoenix did get killed by the fire minions again. So that has refreshed the Phoenix on the left side being down, which means TSM can continue to try and force fights on this right-hand side, and the Titan will keep getting poked as long as those fire minions keep being rushed down through that lane.
Bastet needs to get over there. Apollo can go for the movement speed buff all he wants, but Bastet cannot fly. She needs to get over there. The Fire Giant is actually being started here by Trixtech, and one thing we haven't mentioned a whole lot of is Guan Yu is sticking to Hobwa for a reason. During Tallow Assault, Guan Yu cannot be knocked up, and that means that the water spout from Hobwa will not prevent him from engaging. We do see a pause coming out here from Trixtech. Look, they're having a little bit of issue, but getting into this and look at this, where the Fire Giant is going to be the next point of contention here. Worth has shown that they have the capability of facing off against TSM. The problem, Hindu, is the fact that the gold is so different between the two that TSM, I mean, Worth has to be the ones that initiate. They have to get an early pick, and they have to force the fight in their favor, or they won't win. The gap is too big.
I mean, let's look at it like from this. Is 12,000 in terms of gold ahead and 14,500 in terms of experience, okay? It's a big deficit. However, if you can fight at the Fire Giant and actually win at the Fire Giant and secure the buff, and Shaggy Shank stays alive and keeps the Fire Giant buff, then they can look for the split push. Stop touching. Is it Isis you're touching again? Are you touching Isis again?
Guan Yu, I'm pitching his head. He's so little. I want to squish it. I'm just going to squish it. You're joining us for Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last game of the day. TSM versus Worth is underway right now, and the way things look is looking grim. 12.8k, like you mentioned, Hindu, is a very, very big gap for Worth to be staring down. So, the way it looks, Fire Giant cannot go to TSM, and if it does, it has to be for a huge cost. I'm talking about one or two people max getting the Fire Giant, and everyone else is dead, and there's just decimation and apocalypse everywhere. Kind of like you wanted earlier, Hindu Man. Everyone has to die. Somebody please die. Yeah, it has to happen right now, and honestly, Worth has an opportunity to do this, and this is what's so great about Smite, is that you have to be able to put your cards all the way in when it matters the most. Yeah. Any team can win with any deficit. We've seen 15k turnarounds during the launch event with $200,000 on the line. It's possible, but TSM has the lead.
It's doable, and that's the best thing about Smite, is the fact you can always come back in any given situation. And the thing I love about EU is that we never surrender to an extent. TSM kind of, let me down a little bit this week by surrendering that last game. I can understand why. However, these games are really tight between the two teams. At the moment, the pause is off. You can stop touching Guan Yu's body parts.
This time.
It's Poseidon now.
This time,
right. See, he gets the benefit. I can't see the screen, guys. But anyway, we're back in game. The Fire Giant has been started once again by Team Solo Mid, and once again, Worth Gaming have to defend. Keep an eye on your left hand, on the left-hand mini-map, and just see those fire minions push, because the longer this drags on, the better it is for TSM for the time being. Engagement!
We're going to jump on the Fire Giant. Looks like Corneo's going to go down. Whobots is in. Jolte's going to come out here. The Kraken's doing a lot of damage here. Smith the Fire Giant. Look for the follow-up. There goes the kill. The damage on Lobster is too much. The cleave. He's still alive, but there goes the dash. The Albus blocks his escape route. Can't go too far here. Big crits coming out from Shaggy Shank. It's going to be a 3 versus 4 matchup here. Looking for a Bastet. They're going to jump away. The Fire Giant actually did end up going to Worth. If Bastet can survive, it's going to be huge. There's the crit from Cubo Fred. So 2 players still remaining on Worth. They stole away the Fire Giant. Princess Tomato throwing his life, his essence away for his team, and it's going to be huge right now. This is what they need to do. If they can turtle up, they have it, but they have no one left. Now, Princess Tomato's going to come in 3 seconds. Corneo's up at 10.
Too long.
This is huge.
They're gonna lose this middle Phoenix at least. Left-hand Phoenix is still down. Princess Tomato comes in, trying his best to defend for the most part. What can he do? He'd already done well for his team, already securing that Fire Giant, and does a great job with the help of Shaggy Shank and Variety there of defending that middle Phoenix. That was very important to this state of game, because it gives Worth the small opportunity to start grabbing themselves back some map vision and map control in this game. That was really important, just that middle Phoenix alone.
This is beautiful. I mean, honestly, they stole the Fire Giant. They lost 3 players for it, but then they turtled up. Everyone's back alive. Basset's back alive. Now, they only have Fire Giant on 2 people. You're going to see it on Tyr, and you're going to see it on Apollo. They're the only ones that survived that fight. Everyone else lost it, but at the same time, they didn't give it to TSM. The left Phoenix is about to respawn. It's been down long enough where that's going to respawn. If they can nurture it, make sure it doesn't go down. You can see Shaggy Shank already pushing the left lane up as far as he possibly can. This is how you counter up fire minions. You push the lane up as far as you ever possibly could, and then you fall back and kind of leave it to sit. Gold Fury is available. This would be something very valuable for Worth to get. They need as much gold as they can possibly get. They're so far behind in the gold department that they're just missing out on full actives. They're missing out on wards. They're missing out on really important, crucial items. And you can see TSM starting the Gold Fury.
Yep, they're going to continue to put the pressure on, because obviously if Worth get caught out of position and make a bad engage, they can clearly lose the game. Meanwhile, Worth have a lot of towers to chunk through at the same time to be able to get.
So welcome back, everybody. It looks like the stream dropped for just a few seconds there. We're back up and live. Just to reiterate, we're in this game, TSM versus Worth, going on right now, 29 minutes into this match. Gold Fury was being baited out by TSM, but Worth was not going for it. As the biggest bait for them is that they just wanted to be able to kind of go for the Gold Fury. The Gold Fury doesn't matter to TSM right now. They don't care about it. They have the gold lead, and so what they were trying to do is get Worth to jump in and try to just save the Gold Fury when it doesn't matter as much, and then get a good team fight victory. This is just a very advanced tactic by TSM. Teams do this all the time. When you're this far ahead, try to get the teams to just convince themselves that Gold Fury is worth their lives, and they'll go for it. But Worth, showing themselves even more than they already have just not fallen for the bait. They're sitting back and they're waiting for the big team fight victory that they need to win this game.
Going a very wise head for such a young team, but Shaggy Shank now doing the wise thing, trying to use this Fire Giant buff to his advantage and look for the split push opportunities while the rest of his team make sure that the other lanes are defended and just try and get a bit of global objective goal back in some of these towers that TSM have already taken down against them. Game Hunter, they're rotating over, so it's going to become a bit stale now, I feel, Drybear, until the next, until the Fire Giant respawns at least. I think that's when we'll see the next bit of action. But with 3 Phoenixes technically exposed with no towers to defend them, Worth have to be careful of a possible rotation from TSM where they go for a rush to kill the Titan. Say, for example, Worth Gaming engage on the Fire Giant. I'd like to see TSM all push left-hand lane, give up the Fire Giant, and just win the game.
Still pushing out here, like the initiation on the tier, forcing it back. Good shield protection from the Geb. It actually looks like a snow globe with that bubble and the bottom side for the Geb shield. Looks pretty sweet there. Fire Giant is about to spawn here, but only in about 45 seconds or so. They have time to set up, and then I think Worth is just using every single second of that. They need to have a good initiation, and this is the problem, right? Because Worth can't start the Fire Giant. They have to initiate on TSM, who started it, because if they're the ones to receive the initiation, they will lose hands down. And so Worth has to wait for TSM to start it, and TSM may not. They may just wait it out and hold on to their lead until someone from Worth screws up for a split second, and they'll get a pick. And that's what they're looking for.
I think that's exactly what you're right there. I don't think TSM are going to feel confident enough to just do Fire Giant again. I think they're going to go for a pick. And they chased a lot onto Princess Tomato last time for no avail, even using the blink as well. So expect to see them go for that again, but more aggressively and secure Princess Tomato, because I feel Princess Tomato is making a big difference with these cataclysms in these team fights that are allowing his team to stay in this one. Big shout outs to him from the support role. Just shows how influential in this game of Smite that the support role is to the whole team objective.
Going a little bit far forward here, trying to pick him off. Not going to be able to find the time to do it, though. Gold Fury, not even a thought in anyone's mind right now. Fire Giant is the only thing anyone is thinking about. And you can see both teams are lining up. Poseidon's still in the mid lane, as well as Bastet. They grew up, make sure the waves are cleared out. Surprised to see Bastet spending so much time over here. This is leaving 4 available on the right side. TSM looking for initiation. It's going to be slow. Look for the startup here. Trickstang forcing them out. They're being very, very careful. Bastet wants initiation now. Bastet this late in the game to be careful about when you use the ultimate, because if you use it early, the cats are just going to die. If you use it early and no one follows up the initiation, you'll get a kill, but you're in the risk of the cats dying outright. But if you save the ultimate till the very end of the team fight when no one has anything left, the cats are incredibly successful. We'll see what Ninja Bobat wants to use.
I like what TSM are doing, though. Even though they're positioned around the Fire Giant, look at mid lane and look at the right-hand side lane. They're continuing to push the minions in to keep the map advantage in their favor. So if they do get a win, they can push with the minions and look to end this game out. Trickstang going aggressive again. He's looking to just zone out. The cavalry charge is up. He's trying to look for the opportunity to come down where possible. Fear No Evil comes out. Shaggy Shank's the focus target. He still survives in the most part. 2 ultimates down for, I believe it was just the beats.
Initiation
7 pain down.
Following up there. That's going to be a big one. Fire Giant still available. No kills just yet. Still waiting for the initiation. The initiation could come any second now. Now, of course, Apollo is across the map. He's actually going to have to ult here to get close enough. Oh, Corneo is too far away. They're going to start the Fire Giant Whirlpool on the ground. This could be a quick kill for them. This could be huge for TSM. Are they going to leash it or not? Tear jumping over. He's by himself. He's surrounded. There goes the Impale on top of Tear. He's going to wait. He doesn't have his ultimate available. Now looking for the head of the gods just used by Moonbots. There goes a kill. Worth got the Fire Giant again coming through. And there's the dunk from Apollo. Could this be it? Looking for the lobster kill. Jumping away. There goes the kill.
Oh
lobster is down. Kill
Will.
He's going to searing pain from Game Hunter. Gets the kill. Now Geb surrendered by himself, nowhere to go, no friends along. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Bastet for on her in the back end, and now Habwa has no friends and nowhere to hang out at. He is all alone in the backside. His 3 players. He has Fire Giant, but what good is that for him? It's a big, big thing. Oh, there's the knock-up. Do they have any blinks, any follow-ups? Keep up friends quite low. They could do it. Habwa still has his ultimate. Corneo just was not in position for that fight.
No, he wasn't, and now you're going to see in this situation, he's going to have to back away in the most part because the whole team of TSM here, the 3 members with those minions that are now getting healed, can start attacking the Phoenix and trying to take this right-hand side down. So it's now in Trix. Tank is up on the cavalry charge, just zone him in the way for the most part. They're trying to tank it for them as much as possible, but not for long enough.
The ult's available.
Oh, he's going to back
He's going for it!
The Searing Pain does miss out at the moment. Everybody backs away. Oh my god, though, going back. Princess Tomato, they see him rolling. TSM are hating right now because he's in there all the time, stealing your buffs. He's in your jungle, stealing your fire giants. Trix Tank will not be happy with that.
And right now, we're going to see the fire giant done. We're going to see gold free available, but there's no coverage here. There is so much gold in towers that Worth could get right now, but they just never had a chance. The fact that Worth is fighting against TSM, 11,000 gold behind with no towers destroyed on the enemy side is unbelievable. They are literally controlling this game by sheer play style and mechanics alone. They're behind in every aspect that you could possibly think of. The vision, I mean, look at the inventory right now for TSM. 3 Sentry wards and 6 standard wards, another one being placed down to 5. They have control of the map.
And look at Worth. Look at Worth's vision wards. They have 2.
2 wards.
2.
That's all they need.
Yep, just add the fire giant in a few minutes' time when it respawns once again. So, what Worth are doing here, okay, for people who I'm not sure exactly why they're not just surrendering, Worth is stalling to get to full item builds, okay? And the golden experience difference that we keep seeing is meaning less and less because everyone's starting to reach level 20 in terms of experience, which is the highest cap in the game, so experience becomes null and void. Meanwhile, gold, when you hit your 6 items, the only thing left to buy is a couple of potions and some wards.
Yeah,
that's what Worth are looking to do.
Here. Worth needs a lot more items to fill themselves out. The active items are completed, but they need, you can see Ninja Bobat has 1 item missing. You see Shaggy Shank is really the only person in this team about to finish his build. 2 items missing for Variety, who is, of course, the jungler, surprisingly enough, and then an item and a half for Corneo. They need more stats. They need more oomph for them to be able to kind of clear this out. Whereas across the way, TSM, they're already buying potions, they're buying elixirs. You can see Smek is sitting on Draining Blade. He's not complete just yet, but you can see that Game Hunter is complete with his build, so that's what they're looking for. Oh, they don't have Apollo. Oh. There's a big collapse here for TSM. Worth is surrounded here. They don't realize it just yet. They're going to try to go for the tower, but 500 gold is not worth the loss of a team fight. There's the Hubot's ultimate coming out. Corneo in trouble. There's the damage to the backside. Kraken into a huge. There goes 100 to 0. Variety's gone already. Ninja Bobat in the back popping up his cats, but that's all he has to offer the team fight. Looking for the kill. Corneo goes down. The dunk from the ultimate from Shaggy Shank to come down here. Ninja Bobat goes down. Princess Tomato goes down. Double kill for Game Hunter. They're chasing him down. Shaggy Shank is all alone. That was just a bad position, a bad decision, and a bad situation for Worth, and now Apollo has to defend against all odds.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to pull this one off. Worth Gaming, they played so well all tournament, and that one decision shows how quickly things can go against you. Just choosing to take down and push on without vision of seeing the enemy team coming is probably going to cost him the game here, Shaggy Shank. Come on, son. You can get Quadra. Have faith. Have faith.
Shaggy Shank. Can he do it? The damage coming out here. The Titan's going to take a lot here. Impale away. They're going to go straight for it. This is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. TSM takes game 3 against Worth. It was a wonderful game to play, but they weren't able to pull it out in the end. Worth pushed it to the first, I believe the first 2-1 series we've had this year for both regions. TSM gets the victory in the end, 2-1, but Worth has not only earned 2nd place and moved on. They're going to have a very, very strong performance. Earned some fans here today. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the chat watching that are really excited to see Worth perform, and we'll be coming back next week to watch them perform. Of course, if you're just tuning in, these tournaments start every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern right here. Good place to be. But at the same time, they also move themselves up into the 3rd place slot and showed TSM that, hey, we're not as weak as you think we are.
Yeah. There's other competition than Cloud9. We can give you a good best of 3 situation there. We'll even play Ares against you and win a game. How about that? How about that? We'll even take away the Fire Giant twice against probably, twice, not just once. Like once is like, oh, nicely done, but twice.
That's right.
Really well played by Worth Gaming. I'm really looking forward to seeing them next week because I think that's going to be on what everyone's on everyone's lips this week. That is for sure.
So you guys just tuned into the end of the Smite World Championship, week 3. A big pickup here. So honestly, This just really goes to show how much competition there is in the qualifiers overall. Not just this week and not just last week or the week before, but going forward. This is a 12-week qualifier series going to go into a regional LAN that's going to be both one in Europe and one in North America. Here on Sundays, we have the European version of this Smite World Championship qualifiers. This is week number 3, and look at the seeding charts. It's going to be a lot more of a shakeup here. Cloud9 getting 4th means that they're going to only get 25 points this week, which means they're going to go up to 185, whereas TSM getting 1st, they're going to move up to 260. So 260 for TSM, they're in 1st place right now. Cloud9 is going to have 185. So it's a big gap for them. The only way they're not going to be able to catch up to TSM or pass them in a single week. It's going to take multiple weeks at this point, considering the fact that they're this far behind. Even if unless TSM, of course, gets 4th or lower, that's the only way it's going to happen next week. So C9 has kind of been bumped down. We see, of course, Worth moving all the way up. They're going to get 60 points this week and definitely earn themselves. They're going to earn him. Yeah,
right. Knocking i5 out of the spot. I mean, i5 have played great the past few weeks as well, but Worth Gaming did a great job coming in here week 3, showing what they can do. Well played to them, guys. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait for next week now. I'm really surprised by that. It's been a great tournament. I've enjoyed every minute of casting for you guys, and thank you for having me. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll also have some highlights here to show off. I mean, honestly, today was one big highlight. I'm really enjoying the kind of competition we've had came out today. The Coast vs SK game was fantastic. A lot of play being happening there. Going to the round of 8, Worth just conquering outright. Then the semifinals, I mean, we didn't expect C9 to end up losing that one, so definitely a really big engagement for them. C9 going out, and of course TSM, I mean, they've been shaken. And I think that really goes to show that the other 2 teams, Bloody Tech and i5, who have kind of been in the running, the bottom 3rd, 4th, and 5th places, have definitely been earning a spot for themselves. i5 beating C9 in the bronze match. You gotta wonder, is C9 on the way out here with how these teams have been performing?
I don't know. I guess the transitions they're struggling with, but we'll find out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're complete. See you later. We're gonna be moving.